Would you guys consider yourselves alphas?
What the frick are we talking about right now?
I wanted a piece of that cake, and now I don't want anyone else.
I want anyone else to eat it too.
That's what it is. I'm the only eater of this cake.
Yes.
Hey, yo.
I was always curious to know, like, from men, like, what is it that you wish we understood? Because I think that's something that we don't listen enough.
Who's we like
We as women.
She said, "Oh yeah."
You know what it is though? Okay.
Look at that. Look, hey. Hey, it's not your turn to speak.
The part that I think is hard for you guys is that we want to hear the emotion and we want to hear how you're really feeling and let's talk out your thought process. But we want it to go like far, but not too far. So this is going to make me a bit emotional. But before my dad actually died, I said to him, "Can you make sure you come and visit me during my dreams? Like I need you to come and just so I know that you're okay."
Yo, what's up, welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast, 308. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys being here. We've got an hour and 20 minutes to entertain you.
Give or take.
Maybe a bit more today. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a good convo. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it around, rate us on Spotify. Anything else that they need to do?
Oh my gosh, now put it on me. Ranks, hey man, that'll be back on at some point.
It's back on at some
when I finally remember to edit an episode, we'll see how we go. Right?
Yeah. It's Noor the Baghdaddy.
It's Chief Philosophy in the building, baby.
It's your girl Marwa.
He's a prince.
Welcome back.
And we're joined by a special guest. We're going to get into all that she does. A lot of conversation around men's mental health in general. Has her own podcast. Relationship dynamics. Sherien Tabooze, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you.
All right, Sherien, what we want to do nowadays with our guests is we start the No, you'll be all right. We start off the episode by doing these things called trade-offs, right? So I'll give you one thing and it sounds good, and then a but, and then something that's a bit to consider, right? We try to guess which way you'd lean on your answer, and then we'll hear from you. Yeah? All right, so first one. You end the stigma around men crying, but every time you cry, it's in public.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how much she's down for the cause.
I end the stigma.
There's no more stigma around men crying, but whenever you need to have a cry, it's in public.
Bring it on.
I think she'll choose to cry in public.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. There's no real rules.
Oh, right. Okay. Wait. So I'm meant to, like, you guys are meant to judge me first.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're meant to guess which.
Oh, fuck, I answered that.
Nah, it's whatever.
I mean, I was going to say yes as well. Because I was like, yeah, how much for the cause are you there for? And I was like, I think you're there for the cause.
I myself.
Nah,
but a cry in public,
I've added the stigma.
A cry in public.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
all the
Imagine
time.
every single time you need to have a cry. Now you're on the train and you're weeping.
First of all,
and
how often do you cry?
I don't know, but it's not always in public.
Yeah. But you'll feel like it's a lot when it's always in public.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll still go, yeah.
Yeah?
And
Yeah. All right. You're never late again, but you yawn loudly once an hour. Like one of those yawns that are like everyone's staring. But you're never late again. But you always...
Never late.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Well, she's late today.
surely a yawn is fine, no? I'm trying to think how...
Every hour?
A loud yawn.
Actually, I have no idea.
I think you'll choose to
Just
be
gonna assume never late again.
Yeah, I'm going to say she's going to go with being late.
Yeah, like on a like happy to be fashionably late kind of vibe as well too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm an Arab. All Arabs are late. It is like, I don't know how to time manage. So 100%. I'm surprised I was early. I was 3 minutes late, but that is early for me. That is early.
Yeah.
So no, I'm happy to just stick to being like,
Being late.
I'm so used to making excuses to being late.
No,
How does it
shouldn't we
feel
fix
just being
that?
a liar all the time to people? Though? You know what I mean?
It's not about lying. It's about your perception of it.
No. This is the twist. This is the mind twist.
Is it horrible to be late but not apologize for it?
No, you got to be very sincere. with your apologies.
Because that's where the lie starts happening. I don't believe that you're sincere. Like, stop BSing me.
I've tried to stop the apology part of it.
Yeah.
Well, you come late but you don't apologize.
Like I just get straight. No, like
Just get to it. Yeah, yo, what's
Sometimes
up?
I just get straight to it.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like and just.
I'm here now.
Yeah.
No, but you got to
Guys,
respect the
that's
person's
crazy.
time. Like you
Yes.
haven't respected the
Yes.
time already, so then you still got
Yeah.
to respect the time, and you go, "I'm so sorry, I'm late."
I'm so sorry. I'm
And
late.
then
I'll
if they
do it
ask
again.
An excuse. It's only if they ask an
they ask, "Oh,
excuse,
what
then you go,
If that's what would happen, that's crazy.
you know, just so much is happening. I've just been crazy. But how are you?
No, I'm opening up for no
Honestly,
reason.
you gotta come with confidence and just be like,
Yeah, okay, all right.
I feel like
I'll try that.
you've got children, correct?
I do.
I feel like then it's an easy excuse
It is
to
the best
it's always the
excuse.
kids' fault. They're like,
Always.
it's
That's
2 p.m. They're at
actually
school. No,
I got a call.
I got a call.
And,
they're misbehaving.
I can't wait for that excuse.
hey, it is the best. Yeah.
All right, therapy becomes free and accessible for everyone, but people can read your search history every month.
Good. Every month.
Because I was gonna say once a year, but this might be no one doesn't see it
Every month. Nah,
every month.
with the screw face that I'm seeing right now, sounding like a question of so they can pay for that.
Pay for your own shit.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting free therapy.
Yeah,
man.
Nah.
Do you know the reason I actually would say no to free therapy is because
The kids
when
use the internet.
nobody needs to know what I do, but also, you know, when you pay for something, you value it more.
Okay.
That's true.
So that's why I'm going to say, because if everyone got free therapy, everyone's going to just continue to make excuses.
Honestly,
Show up.
if
Politicians'
you run
response.
for Prime Minister, I'm voting. She just talked me out of accessibility.
This is why our countries are the way they are.
Do you agree?
He's convinced.
Okay, wait. Let's, like, when you're given something for free,
Yep.
like, think of the value
I
there.
agree.
No.
With that
With
concept.
certain things, but I don't know about therapy though. Funny enough, I actually got a call last week.
You're right, bro?
Open up.
No, not about me, but
all right.
someone was asking like, "Hey, there's a young person that's needing therapy. You guys
Have
offer?
any, yeah.
You guys have because we run an organization where we'd partner up with like a clinic where we try to provide free therapy sessions. So they're just giving us a call, and I was like, we don't have that anymore. And she's like, so it's so weird that these days people talk mental health, but it's so hard to get help as well.
Not in Sherien's government.
I mean,
man.
that's a whole different conversation. But
Now you're making me feel bad.
She said I'll free up the internet. Honestly, even
I'll
if
never
same,
jump on the
same, I
internet.
probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
What are you
I
searching?
got anything crazy though.
But I agree. Like, I don't need to expose me just so you can get help.
No.
All the time. All the time.
But we have accessibility to so much now. You can listen to podcasts. You can listen to just motivational speakers.
GP?
We got Chat GPT now.
I can't lie. That is
So
a good therapist for me.
GPT?
Yes.
there is an app called Ash. I've been like just dabbling in different apps at the moment and
Yeah.
understanding AI and what AI is playing in this space.
Yeah.
There is an app called Ash, and it's literally it's a therapist. So it's for free, and you talk to it.
That's so
I've
interesting.
seen that.
pretty
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, people don't need to know what I search. Next question. Go.
Next. Every listener's just putting things together. Right?
Let them think.
You can see everyone's true intentions from the first message,
Banger.
but you lose the ability to flirt over text.
Flirt.
That's a banger.
Surely the intention
Yeah.
one. Who wants to? I don't care about flirting. Over
I mean, for you guys, it doesn't matter anymore.
No, man, hypothetical. I can get in the mind
mindset,
space.
Yeah. Sir?
Okay, why can't I get in the mind
Yes.
space? Why can't I get in the mind space now, bro?
Sorry, man.
Men's mental health.
Sorry,
Bro, statement said at the same time, and you got in trouble for it.
Yeah. Because you can flirt in person.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but then no one wants to link you in person anymore because you just
can't
rubbish
even-
on messages.
She's like, "What are you doing tonight? Going to sleep? You?"
They're thinking about you.
There's no warm up.
Nah, I think you're taking the intentions, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Million. If you asked me 20 years ago, that would have been a different scenario. But no, now intention. Like, it's so hard to understand because we live in such a
that's
fake
true.
world. It's like knowing someone's intention is
And it weeds out the ones who aren't planning to be there long term. It's like, just leave.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be solo, do my own thing. But if I know your intentions are not pure, then yeah.
I'm so on this like intentions thing. Like if I, like for example, asking you like to be able to come on the pod kind of thing. Before, the way I used to send, hey, like how you going? Forget all that. Let me get straight
to the point,
to
yeah.
the business.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how I am on everything now as well.
Yeah.
Like it's always just like because I hate Oh, I hate
The
when I
Slack.
get a message.
That you know what I mean? Like you get a Slack message and it's like we need to do a task.
It's just,
but it's
hey.
just, hey, how's your day?
I don't know
Literally,
where are we
small
going.
talk.
I don't care.
Where are we going now? I'm scared.
I think it's important just to be direct and just say it as it is.
Yeah.
Because I think when we try to play like that fluffy game.
Niceties. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually comes from a space of, I believe it's from like how our parents taught us. Like, don't ask too many people for too many favors. Like, you do you. It's, you know, it's like we don't want to ask people for stuff, so we try and be the nice person.
I think people are trying to be polite. You know, it's like, let me ask about your day before I ask you a favor. I don't know. That's
You know, I don't know, because I think Marwa had shared something on socials recently, which is something I'd been trying to implement. It's like, stop adding lol or haha at the end of your statements. Just text them.
That's what he said.
Yeah. And it's
Are you a lol type of person?
I'm a big lol person.
But
And
like-
I'm an emoji person.
It irks me so much.
Like, what do you mean
Tell
big
me,
lol?
can you tell me?
I agree.
This
Why
would
are you saying
change
this
my
is
opinion.
Okay, because the thing that I put up, it was like, why are you saying lol? For me, if I ever use lol, it's because I'm trying to be sarcastic, or I forgot what the other thing was. But it's literally like I'm just being sarcastic. I never use it in like the term, probably the way it's meant to be used was like laugh out loud. Like I'm never laughing out loud. So if I say lol, it's like, haha, okay.
Do you use
like,
emojis?
That's literally what I do. I am a big emoji person.
So
though.
do you replace the lol with an emoji?
Like
so you're the same
crying
person?
laugh. No. I just feel like the lol is so like blunt.
because
I learned lol from
Very
this guy,
blunt.
though. I can't lie. So I'm interested to hear what you're about to say.
if I
You
lol,
used to
I think
run a lol back in the
Your
day.
lol's, your lol's not like I'm laughing out loud.
And is it the like lowercase as well?
It's lowercase lol, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one.
Wait,
Your lol is like this.
explain.
Like, just lowercase
Yeah,
L.
lowercase.
Because I think what problem I had was like, for example, let's say we're trying to plan a birthday party for Daniel right now, yeah? And then Carlos sends something in the group chat saying, blah, 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 why don't we go to this place? I'd be like, oh, I don't know if he's going to enjoy that lol. But now I'm like, as in just because I'm like trying to soften the blow. You know what I mean? But now I'm like,
Just do the
bro, I just don't
emojis
know.
instead.
Forget emojis, bro. I don't think he's going to enjoy that.
Just have it.
Have it.
No lol.
Deal with it.
No, exactly. So you're trying to tell Carlos that was a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Lol. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like when people use it because that's how I read your text message. Like you're trying to say that I'm being ridiculous for what I'm saying.
Sometimes you
You
got
know
to be
what I
told.
mean?
But I can
Explain.
Wait, like being her husband.
Yes, talk to me.
How do you deal with? Because like I'm guessing you cannot. Imagine you put in a lol. You're having an argument and
Oh,
you
no,
wrote
I'm finished.
Yeah.
LOL.
Finish.
Because he has done that before while we were arguing. And
Do you
he
guys
got me
text
so
arguments still?
vexed. No. Before we were married.
Hey,
Before
this
we
isn't
were
a judgment zone. Thank you.
Like, surely just talk.
texting from the other room. So, and that's why I'm like, if he ever uses it, I know he's trying to just be petty. So he's not allowed to use it anymore.
I will say though, a lot when you write lol, I just can't be bothered going and finding the emoji half the time. So it's
Do you
like,
hit him with a ha-ha, like, as well?
I do a haha.
Like, like, what's your ha-ha? Because my ha-ha is H-A-H-A-H.
Yes.
Because I'm not laughing as much that it's a triple ha-ha, but ha-ha on its ones just looks a bit...
Yes.
Again, that's me
Rough.
softening the blow.
So I add the last H. You can go, you can search just H-A-H-A-H in my search. It'll come up with millions of messages.
Wow.
It's bad, yeah.
Man, I can't believe
I've never
Teams
put,
at work, everything.
I've never put so much thought into
Right.
my
That's what I
ha-has
was
and
gonna
my
say.
lols.
That's what I was gonna say. Like we have all this science, like ha ha ha. Not too much.
Yeah.
Let me go back a little bit. It's not that funny.
I've edited messages to remove.
No.
Yes, I sent one on Teams last week. I sent a message. We were just talking. It was actually like funny, whatever. And I was like, dude, no, it wasn't funny. But I added a ha-ha at the end of it. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I edited it out. She's already seen the message, but I said, I just can't look at that. I can't see it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my love. Like that, you poor thing. I'm gonna go back and have a look at any interaction that we've had.
Oh, there's
Yeah, there we go.
There's definitely emojis that I know that.
But do we ever think this stuff like because we put so much into it, but another person is just gonna like they don't even interpret the way that you have said it.
It's just language for us now. Like, it's just the evolution of language. I think, like, this is... It's like, it would be weird to not actually consider what you're saying in any... You know what I mean? It's like, this is digital, but it's like, that's just the way language is now. It's digital.
That is true.
But it's like, prior to this, it's like, it would be weird to not consider the words that you're saying or how loud you're laughing or... You know what I mean? So I don't think it's overdone. I think it's
Now I'm
It
saying,
makes
like,
sense.
the really complicated, like us adding lol at the end is like to soften the blow. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, in terms of that, I think it's like we're just trying to find a way to people please, maybe, or like not want to appear mean, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like,
which is a big thing on text, bro.
yeah,
Like not trying to come across.
there's
mean, 'cause
no
one can read your
context
tone.
and tone. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
The emojis coming, man.
yeah.
But we are here with you. Thank you very much for coming down today.
No, thank you so much for having me. I love this.
You're involved in a lot, I think, which is awesome. Like, you're a mental health advocate, men's mental health advocate, even specifically to content creator, podcaster, a mother too. So, like, there's different angles and avenues we can go, I guess, with this conversation. But, I mean, yeah, talk to us about you getting into your show or this space even. Like, maybe even before we even get to the show, let's go, like, origins almost even, you know? Like,
Origins. Whew. How far back are we going?
I mean, where do you want to take us?
I was born in
Right, yeah.
No, well, in terms of the podcasting stuff, I'd probably be able to go back to the origin of that, because I knew I always wanted to do something. I always wanted to have these conversations, and I love intentional conversations. I just didn't know how. And I was always, throughout my whole life, I was always very limited. I always felt like there were people always in my life to kind of going, no, that's like, you can't do that, or that's too much, or like keep me in my box, but without actually saying keeping you in your box. I think as women, I don't know, I feel like we go through this
Okay.
subconscious thing where we're like, we're not allowed to. So as soon as I guess became single, and obviously I'm a mum with 2 kids, my father passed away, and there was this space where I was like, I just want to, I first needed to understand purpose in life. I think that was a really big conversation with myself, because I'd lost so much, and it was just this space of unknown, kind of going, what is my purpose? And one of my biggest purposes, well, now I believe, is to change perspectives, to help people change perspectives. So once I identified that, then I went into, I started my counselling degree. I've done NLP, I've done hypnosis, and I'm just a student in this space. I'm always learning. And I was like, it would just be cool to have these conversations. And I initially started, I think it was 2022 maybe, with a panel. And I just thought, wouldn't it be cool to have conversations on whatever, like the dating space.
Yep.
And from different generations, different ages. So I think I had a girl in her 20s, there was a girl in her 30s, and then I think 2 guys or whatever, same, like 20s, 30s, and 40s or 50s. Anyway, and it was just really cool. And I just felt, you know, when you do something in life and you're like, that's home.
This makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
That makes sense. And so I knew that there was something in it. But also going back even further, the reason why I specified men and men's mental health is because I think throughout my whole life, you kind of just do. Like you just, you know, when someone says something about you or whatever, you react but I was always really curious on why we do what we do. Mm. And then my dad was my like the solid person in my life. He was my everything. He was my mother. He was my father. He was my best friend. He was my everything. And he was unwell, ended up getting diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which is a death sentence. If anyone who's got pancreatic cancer, they've got a short amount of time. And there is a blessing in cancer and there's a curse, obviously. But the blessing is you've got time with that person. And I will say for my father, that he got diagnosed with that. Because, I mean, I believe, yeah, obviously when it's time to go, it's your time to go. And so I thank God that that he got diagnosed and he had 1 year. And it was exactly 1 year.
Yeah.
And so in that time, all of his secrets started to come out. And he was a single man and he was running a travel agency. So he had this big travel agency and it was going very well 7 years before he got sick. So 7 years ago, he was doing like extremely well in his field. And then his bread and butter was travel to Egypt. And there was a revolution in Egypt. Yeah. And nobody was traveling to Egypt. And so he made a decision to go, you know what, anyone who's traveled, I'm going to give everybody refunds. I'm going to give everybody back all their money, because he had a choice whether to shut shop, claim bankruptcy, and take that money and go. And that's what most travel agents were doing, that specialised in that area. But he said, no, I'm going to give everybody their money back and I just have faith that everything will work out. It will come back and it will be okay. And that was a 7-year journey. And in 7 years, he had accumulated $1.1 million of debt. And he didn't tell a soul.
Oh, right. Yeah, wow.
But he just kept borrowing money from friends, from family, from the community. And he would, like, what's that saying where you pay Peter to...
rob Peter to pay Paul.
Rob Peter to pay Paul. So that's where he was at. And he wasn't doing it with a bad intention. He was just
trying to
make things work, get a cash flow. And so when he was diagnosed and we found out that he didn't have long. I mean, he was a bit delusional. He thought he had forever, but he was in hospital and he couldn't go into the office. And so it was a space where I had to then go, all right, let me put the kids in childcare full time. What's going on? What's happening in this business? Because it's been one day that you've been in hospital. I've been at the office. Already, I've had 3 people ask me for refunds. One $5,000 here, one $5,000 here, and you've only got $7,000 in your bank account, and you've got $25,000 coming out of your account at the end of the week. And I was like, "How are you doing this?" And he's like, "Sherien, just get out there, work hard. I've made it work for 7 years. Don't question it, just do it." And I walked out of there just thinking, this man is like he's lost the plot. How do you just do it? And I think my faith in God was never as strong as that moment. I mean, I grew up in church, but there was something, I had to reach for something different there. That was like I don't, we're not fluffing around here,
this is the real deal right now.
This is like, you need to listen to me. And that week we made it through, and there was money that came in, and it was like, we still had to work really hard and smart for it, but you don't realize the inspiration of desperation. And just that when you believe, like, you do whatever you can, but you just have faith that God will do whatever it is that he's meant to do. It will, and you'll have that story, and then you will use it for whatever the journey looks like next. So after that, obviously it was a very long year. But I said to my dad, "What are you wanting to do here? Because it's a lot of money that you're in debt. Obviously, when you pass away," and it's hard having these conversations with this man, because I had to turn off the emotional side.
Really try to be
because this is my everything who is dying.
Sheesh.
And I just had to go, let's look at it from a logical perspective. Like, you're dying. You've got this amount of money. When you die, I am a mother with 2 children. I was still married at the time. I don't have that money to pay back everybody that you've borrowed money from. And if you die, half of the community will curse your name because they've given you money and...
just gone with it. Yeah.
Just gone. Yeah.
And so I said, "What do you want me to do?" And he says, "Sherien, I just want to die in peace." And I was like, that is the hardest thing that you could say to me, because if I don't pay this debt, you're not dying in peace. So it was a year of my life that completely changed me, made me understand who I am. But I feel really blessed that the last day where he was conscious and responsive, and the last day that he could sit up, we were sitting at the end of the bed of his, because he was in palliative care at this point, and I said to him, "Dad, you've got $200,000 in your account. You've got, I've paid off this person, this person, this person. In the next 6 months, this is my plan to pay off these people." And I said, "You can now rest in peace." And that was our last conversation. And he got up, he didn't have much energy, but he gave me a hug. And then he laid down, and by the next day, I couldn't talk to him. So I think he could probably hear me, but that was it, right? The most powerful moment, but that is obviously a big piece missing, which is how we got that money. And it was just, I had a product, which was our travel to Egypt and our tourism to Egypt and all of that. And I was like, I can't be working from business with the same mindset as what my dad did for 20 years. Yeah. So it was like I need to connect with bigger organizations that have a database, and we connected with Luxury Escapes, and that was a blessing. And they sold like 700 in a matter of 3 weeks. They sold 700 like of our packages, and it was just this incredible blessing that I still till today can't believe it happened.
Yeah, wow.
Sheesh.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And so we created that money very quickly. And the problem with that now is my mindset is money can come quickly. So it's really, yeah. So it's, I know, it's like, now it's like, you know, people say, you know, business takes time and you got to like, yes. And I'm like, no, man.
Actually.
But it does. No,
Yeah.
I've learned because it's hard to have the mindset of someone's life and their legacy is depending on you. Yeah. And so when that is presented to you, whew,
Sheesh.
so, sorry, I've just kind of taken over this.
No.
But when after he passed and I separated from my husband and I've got 2 kids, one being a boy, I can relate to my daughter. Like we, as girls, we know how, we understand. We got empathy. We, you know. But for you guys, no. There is this, you guys are meant to be men. You're meant to be this strong figure. You're meant to have it all worked out. We're allowed to be soft and tender, and we can make mistakes, but you guys are not meant to, right? There is this, that's a very unspoken rule, but it's not how it works. And I think that once after Dad passed away and reflecting back on everything, I was like, I wish he just spoke to me when he was well. I wish he just opened up to say, I'm really struggling financially. But it was the pride and it was the, you know, like he had to be a provider. He had to do it himself.
Like it's all on his back kind of thing, yeah.
And he couldn't tell anybody that, because he was so successful at one point and he made silly decisions and he couldn't say to somebody that the decisions I made was wrong. So... And that was, I guess, the spark of the podcast, because then I was like, what is it that men go, you've got all these labels on you, but who are you?
Yeah.
You know, that's,
what's going on in there?
What's going on? And then the more that I sit and listen, because I think that's the only skill that us as women need, we just need to listen with no judgment, and we get to learn so much about your world. And I think the more that we learn, we can actually work really beautifully together. There's a beautiful balance.
I guess since you've interviewed quite a few men and like men of different backgrounds and cultures and all this kind of stuff, what is the common thread then that you've found between like all these men that they all have in terms of a perspective or in terms of something that you're like do they all overdo how strong they are, or do they all hide their feelings? Like, what's the commonality you find between them?
I think a lot of it depends on who they had in their lives growing up. I think that's a really big one. If they didn't have a father figure, then they feel like they needed to be that person to protect their mother, to protect siblings, to protect... If they had a strong father figure who wasn't what they needed, there was always like a competition, then they feel like they need to be better than them, right? They need to like show him, I can do it better than you. Like, because sometimes the fathers, you know, like to...
Not in my time. You can surpass me after, but while I'm here,
The fathers that want them to succeed and are genuinely like, I will guide you, but you do the work. They're the ones that grow. They're the ones that, you know... And so I guess the commonality, everyone's very different, but all the people that I've podcasted, I guess, are men that have had some success in one sense. And every single one of them was missing something in their childhood. They either didn't have a mother, or they didn't have a father, or they didn't have that strong foundation. And that creates like they need the need for significance to make a difference in the world.
Place. I want to go. Yeah, maybe I'll ask this question then. But I think something that is interesting with that kind of like dynamic of if there's something that was missing, even if they had their father present or, you know, whatever, and maybe they didn't get that connection, is they get that amazing, like, that hunger, and like you're talking about, that drive. Because I look at myself and I'm like, I feel like I've had a great experience. You know what I mean? Like I have a dad who's pushing me to be better, who's also supportive. So it's kind of given me like a soft approach at success or like trying to drive and achieve something. Like I'm very definitely motivated and driven, but I can't necessarily say that I'm like, no, but I'm going to put myself through the ringer to make sure that, you know what I mean? Like I get there, like I'm going to really go the hard yards. I don't know about you
I
guys
can't say
as
I
well.
came from nothing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally.
Which is funny because like when you were saying that, it's like, I always say to these guys, like there's 3 guys or men in my life that I say are men, right? It's my dad and then 2 friends. And all 3 of them either didn't have a father figure or lost their father figure very early. And it's like, to me, I'm like, yeah, you have a reason to be hustling the way you are. And it's like what I've seen you accomplish despite it. I'm like, yeah, you're a man. I would say like, I look at us and I'm like, we're doing good, but not man how I think a man is. Yeah.
Like, I would take care of my family.
Yeah.
Like, can we do it together?
Well, you know what I find? I find that when you've had a balanced upbringing, you can adapt between being logical, because you guys are a lot more logical than us, right? We're emotional. Yeah. But you guys can be the balance of, you can go between logic and emotion. And I'm sure your wife is the person to ask here, because do you think, like, when you guys are having an argument, is he like, nah, this is, sorry, going into your personal life here.
That is so
but
good.
like, is that like, do you feel like he's very, it's my way or no way?
He definitely can. I think I agree in terms of adapt, and I'm not sure if it's a him thing or because of the different factors, but I would say he can adapt very well to, he's more logical, but if he needs to tap into the emotional, he can. Yeah. I think that's
Soft side. Under it, you know?
yeah.
But then you said you didn't have?
No, not me. My dad didn't have.
Oh, your dad
and then
didn't
2 of my
have.
close friends also didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about you?
Yeah. So my dad's very present as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we all have like similar upbringing.
Yeah, man.
Good
So that's
Just
why
see happy smiling.
that's why he doesn't classify us as like men.
Oh, is that what you were saying when you were saying the
Yeah.
example?
Yeah.
Oh, you were using these guys.
Yeah,
okay.
he was like
Yeah.
us
Sorry,
two
I was-
is like,
okay,
'cause
getcha.
we have
Got
a
the
similar
dads.
upbringing, like
Yeah.
our parents are
Getcha.
active, whereas
Yeah.
like the other 2 friends, as he's mentioned, like parents not, father figure's not really there. So
Yes,
they had to like
okay.
step into that. It's like, yo, at the age of 25, 26, 27, you're like a man.
Yeah.
Like right now you can take care of your family.
Bro, because I think about it, right? And it was just a reality kind of thought that came to my mind. My parents are very young, like they're only like 54. Yeah, 54 this year, right? But I was like, oh snap, like if something were to happen, I think my daddy was like talking about like his shoulder. He's had shoulder pains for like, honestly, like probably like a while now. And he's just talking about he needs to get a scan. I'm like, yeah, get that scan, man. Like, go do it. And then like, I was just like, oh my gosh, bro, health-wise, if my dad is just gone, yo, my mom cannot turn to me. Bro, help me. I don't know what. I was just like, if my dad, like, if something happened to him, like, I don't know if, would I be able to step up and put the family on my back, like step into that position? But it's because like, in my mind, Dad's just always been there. Dad's always around.
Yeah,
Dad's always been
dad takes
present.
care of my mom.
Dad takes
I
care
take
of
care of
mom and-
my life.
But even then, Dad
Yeah.
takes care of mom and they take care of me. You know what I mean? Sure, now I'm doing my little marriage thing. You know what I mean? I'm in my own house now, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to call my dad about, hey, like, when it comes to this, what would you do? So I was like, if he's not there, family, I'm so sorry.
No,
can't help.
on me.
But I'm just literally, but I'm like, it's a weird thing that is it healthy and that maybe we should be able to like step into that? Is that what it means to be a man? Like to be able to step into that and always be able to be active and ready to look after everyone around you? Or is that part of the pressures again that we're talking about?
That's a pretty interesting perspective. Now I'm curious to know from your perspective, is that a fair analysis of a man to go, I'm going to step into that? What's your thought on that?
I think that, like I said before, the inspiration of desperation. Like you don't realize what we're able.
Yeah.
We don't realize what we're able to do, until we're put into that position. Yeah. Like, you know, if I asked you like 10 years ago about being a married man and, you know, and doing all the right things at home, that might have been like, what? I'm not going to do that. But now you've got a beautiful woman by your side and you're able to be what she needs, right? So I think that depending on what is happening in our worlds, we only can deal with a certain perspective at a time. Like, that's our reality. I mean, I can go through like what the people that are, going in Gaza at the moment, what they're dealing with but it's a short amount of time. We will never really be able to understand until we're living it. So I think that we just, I believe now, just to enjoy those moments. Like, you've got your dad there and you still do everything, all of those things. You call him when you need to, and don't worry about all of that, because when you need to worry, it'll be very present.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, there's no choice.
Yeah, there's no choice, and you'll make it work.
Yeah. Going back to even that year, that's a
I wanted
crazy
to ask,
year to be to have to, I guess, live through, because like you mentioned, it's quite a time bound thing. Like, to hear a diagnosis like that, and okay, right, let's really try to maximize the time that we now have. But you had to step into a position where your mind is so occupied by something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's very related to the situation, because it's directly part of like you being able to give your dad that opportunity to actually peacefully rest. But it takes so much time away from you now being able to just be with your dad. You know what I mean? So how did you even navigate that period of time, and what have you had to even now try to do to help yourself even post? Do you know what I mean? Because you almost have to be on go so much.
Yeah. And also, it's like debts are paid off, I'm guessing, all that kind of stuff, whatnot. So then it's like, now I have to just sit with the remnant of it. Like, what's that?
Yeah. That was the year where he was unwell was so go. I had to really, I broke down and I had panic attacks, and it was literally like, tomorrow is a new day. I cannot be in this same mindset, and it was very much I went to certain appointments, and I went to, for when Dad was going through chemo and all of that sort of stuff, and I was present to the best of my ability, but I kept checking in with him going, what do you need from me? And he was very much, I just need you in the office. That's all I want from you. I just want you to stay in the office. And he wanted me, it was really big for him to go, I just need you to tell me what's happening in the office. And so that was also a really big one with this whole podcasting thing, and just starting this journey on understanding people properly, is I could have sat there and said to him, no, I need to be here for you. But that was about me. I need to be there for him. He was fine. There was nothing for him to do. Like, he just had to watch TV and eat when he could. But it was about me, because I was like, I feel guilty not being there for you, and I don't want to. I don't want to be in the office. You don't have long to live, and I think that we're so focused on what we think that other people need, what we think, and it's not about what we need to ask the question, what do you want from me? And so when my dad said that, I was like, okay, put my stuff to the side. This is about him, and this is what he needs. And I had so I've got a brother as well, and my brother, this is a bit of a prodigal son situation.
I was just about to ask a question around this then.
It's a prodigal son situation. Exactly, the prodigal son. And so when, he wasn't, my brother wasn't in my dad's life for many years, but as soon as he got sick and we knew he was dying, then my brother sort of came back into the picture. And my dad was just so happy that he was finally in the picture. And so for me, it was because I was the person that would still wake up the next day and have a smile on my face, no matter how much my dad would criticize me or tell me what I was doing was wrong or not good enough or whatever. Because you got to think about if you know you're dying, I still till today can't understand what it would feel like. But your world is
perspective shifts completely. I imagine.
Completely.
Yeah,
and so him knowing that he was dying, I couldn't. I just had to listen to him and because otherwise it's like I've got no say here.
Yeah.
So my brother, became the golden child, and that's okay. But the problem was that my brother said to me, we need to close this business down. Right. And this was at the very beginning. And I said, hell no. Yeah. I said, Dad is still alive, and that's what he wants. Yeah. We're keeping this business as alive as possible. And he's like, there's so much debt. And I said, I don't care. Everyone thought I was crazy, but I also was like, I don't care. I will just keep going. What's the worst that's going to happen? We're already in the worst mess possible. And he was like, well, this is on you now. This is your journey. I'm not touching that. I'll be there for Dad, but that was it. So it was a very solo journey because people thought I was stupid. Right. But I think when you're supporting somebody that gave you the world, you'll just do it. So there was another part to this question.
Having to do that, step in, because the question I was also going to ask is did you have, are there any siblings, specifically a brother involved? Because you're ultimately kind of stepping into, I know people don't like this type of terminology, but stepping into something that's quite more like masculine, you know what I mean? Like to step into the business and then now really run and try to transform and change all that. You're the one on the calls or the emails and sorting everything out. Yeah. So be it the fact that you had to focus on that for so long, and then obviously your dad passes away then, and then now, you get the business out of the situation, and then you're just left with what do you kind of deal with now? You know what I mean? You've had that whole year of go, and now you're just pretty much ultimately just left with now your emotions, So what kind of work did you have to then do beyond that? Or currently still doing as well, probably?
Yeah. I think grief it never ends. So I tap into him all the time, and just when I need something, I do just sit and talk to him. But I had this dream. It was the day that I had paid off that last amount. And I think life is all about perspective, right? Because anyone can look at this dream and have a different interpretation of it, right? So at my house, I've got stairs. So yeah, obviously this is my dream. But there are stairs, and me and the kids, they were still little, but when we would go up the stairs, as kids, you use your hands and your knees or your feet, and you're kind of So I was by myself, and I'm going up these stairs, and I get to the top of the stairs, and I see my dad's shoes, and then I look up, and I see my dad standing there, and my dad was the first time I had actually dreamt of my dad, and so this is going to make me a bit emotional, but before my dad actually died, I said to him, can you make sure you come and visit me during my dreams? I need you to come and just so I know that you're okay. And he didn't for a very long time. And so that night after I paid that last amount of money, it was the next day, it was my birthday as well. And I said to him, I dreamt of him. So when I went up those stairs, I saw his feet, and I looked up, and I just remember seeing his face. And so my dad was when he was really happy, he wore these glasses, and his glasses would
lift up,
just kind of lift up. His glasses would lift up. And on Sundays, he was always in the same kind of casual outfits. It was this polo shirt, tucked out chinos, and he was wearing these slippers, and it was his Sunday relaxed look. Yeah. And so I went up the stairs, and I saw obviously the slippers, and I looked up, and he's looking at me with these glasses tucked in, and I just went, Dad. And then I fell back. And then I went back all the way down the stairs. I got to the bottom of the stairs, and I woke up in a panic, and I was shaking it, and I just couldn't interpret this dream, because I was like, what does this mean? And that felt so real. I saw him. That man came to me in my dream. And so I went to a psychologist, because I was like, I can't deal with this grief on my own anymore. And so I went to the psychologist. I'm talking to the psychologist about it, and she goes, look, this is what I'm interpreting. She goes, going up those stairs was his journey. You were helping him through his journey this whole time. It was his. So you get to the top, and you've achieved his goal. He's resting in peace. You see him in his Sunday gear, which is him at his relaxed state, at his happy state. And then you fell back down. Now it's your choice. You fell back to the bottom. You've done what he wanted you to do. It's now up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to continue? Because I hated the travel agency. He's like, do you want to continue that? What do you want to do from here? That is your journey. And I keep reflecting back to so that was 7-8 years ago, but I keep reflecting back to that moment, because I was like, that was my buy. That was my I love you, Dad, and you saw me. That was my, like, even though you were angry with me that last year of my life and, not my life, sorry, his life. Yeah. I was like, you saw me, and that's the, there's this saying, how on a book, like there's each chapter, and a chapter is just, part of your life, but there's the full stop at the end. The full stop at the end doesn't make the whole book. That's just the full stop. That's the end of the book.
Yeah.
And so you can't judge the book by the last sentence or it's the whole journey. And so I had to be okay with him, let's say, treating me not so well in that last year. But I just had to look at the whole book as everything that sort of happened. So
that is tough.
Yeah.
It was
that
a
is
full
challenging
to go through.
If you don't mind, like, so during the same period of time, is that when your marriage is ending as well, or is that different periods of time?
No, it was. So yes, I was married at that point.
Yeah.
I also have a big opinion on marriage with conflict in marriage.
Okay.
Do you know, we, like, great guy, even till today, he's a beautiful man.
Yep.
Beautiful man, great father, amazing father.
Okay.
Like, we're so blessed to have him. But I think that one of the biggest problems in the marriage, which was stressed when my dad was unwell. So whenever we would go through a conflict, we would back and forth, and then we wouldn't really talk about it, and then we'd go our separate ways.
No resolve.
And there wasn't a proper solution.
Yeah.
Right? And so then it was like, we would go, let's hug it out. We'd hug it out, go back to our thing. But we never actually solved the problem. And so when my dad was unwell, they got to a point where it was like, I can't, like, I just need you to adapt. And for me, it was definitely a selfish perspective.
Yep.
Because I just needed him to adapt because I was going through the stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Well, and this is the thing, you say, of course, is it selfish or is it what a couple's meant to do? So
What do you think?
Especially for the time that you were in as well, like that season.
Yes. Well, let's say completely truthfully, I think he should have adapted, right? But I will always take accountability and responsibility. I definitely didn't make it easy for that man, right? I definitely didn't make it easy for him. And
in terms of, like, you didn't voice that you need him to adapt, or that you were
Not provided like
hard on the way he was trying to adapt?
Well, I couldn't be the loving partner. I couldn't be. I couldn't be what he knew of me as a person.
So you withdrew.
I withdrew, and it was kind of like there was a lot of, I guess, I put a lot of pressure on him to be what I needed him to be without telling him.
Yep.
And so there were certain parts in the last year that came up, and because I was dealing with the stress and everything, I put a lot on him because I was like, I just want to come home and you just be the person that I need you to be. And because we hadn't had that build up, and so that's why I was talking about adaptability before, because I think adaptability is a skill that is needed in a relationship, in a marriage. Because if you can adapt with your partner, then if one person's going through the season, the other person can carry.
exactly.
You know, but if you're both like going through, like it's reactive, it doesn't work. So I think that not having a good coping strategy just stressed it a bit, and and that eventually after a year, and my dad passed, and then I think 3 or 4 months later, I was like, I'm checked out. I can't look at you the same.
That is crazy. Yeah, like, oh man.
How much do you mind if we ask questions about this? Okay, cool.
Because I have full respect for him, so I'm never going to say anything. And my kids, if my kids ever watch this one day, I'd never want them to know, like, see anything bad about it.
I think I've always been curious around, and realistically, probably because grew up around like church space and whatnot, and I think also culturally, like, there's not much divorce in Iraqi or Arab communities in general. not always because the marriages are great. Almost rarely because the marriages are great. It's often just because that's just not what you do. Yeah. Once you're married, you're there.
Fuck it up.
I guess maybe for context. So, how old were you, or how long were you guys together?
I think in total, I think maybe 10 years.
Okay, like in my mind, like that's a very long time. When you come out of that, and like, because marriage, 2 kids, whatnot, it's like, do you go like, finally, I'm done? Or is it like, is there always this feeling of like, we don't work, but I love you a lot and I wish we worked? Like, what's the, like,
good question.
Because like, I don't know, like in my head, I'm like, I've loved you enough to have 2 kids with you, loved you enough to, all this, you know what I mean? All this, we went through things together, whatnot, and it's like, do you just go, oh, it's misunderstandings that led us here? Or is it, I don't know, like, I'm curious.
Well, I think that when you meet somebody, you meet them at the time that you're filling a void in your life to some degree, right? We go out there, we're searching for someone to fill, I don't know, to have kids with, to settle down with, to move out of home with, to whatever it is. But to have, there's a need. And I think that understanding that need is the first part, right? But throughout our life, so when I met my ex-husband, I had just found out the person I was with for 4 years was cheating on me the whole time. They had another life and another partner.
Yeah, wow.
Right? And so then it was like my criteria wasn't the highest. I just wanted somebody to take me seriously. I wanted somebody that actually looked at me and goes, I would marry you, right? And he came along not too long after. And so, and not to say that he's, again, like not a bad man. It was just, if I reflect back on myself, my criteria was just, I just wanted somebody that was a nice man that was going to just take me seriously. And then he took me to church, right? And that was like...
Figuratively or literally?
Literally.
Oh, okay.
No, like literally. He took me to church, and I grew up in, my background's Coptic Orthodox.
Yeah.
And he took me to City Life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, and it was like, oh, this is a different view on God. And it felt like, so you obviously, you focus on what you want to focus on. You choose what you want to believe and see and all of that. And so I was like, this has to be it, right? Like, he's brought me closer to God.
Yeah.
There's these boxes that are ticked.
Yeah.
There are these boxes that are ticked. And then I don't focus on as a woman and like my boundaries. I don't know my boundaries. I'm like, and I think that is the biggest like red flag. I think everybody needs to know their non-negotiables and know who they are, heal, build, whatever it is. Because looking back now, if I knew who I was, there were certain things that when I met him, I was like, we're different. We're just different in certain areas. Right. He's not a bad man, but we're just different.
Yeah.
So and then the other part of that was my dad. So culturally, my dad, even though we're Egyptian, there's still a lot of racism. And my ex-husband was from Ghana, West Africa. And so my dad was like, the only reason you're with him is because of his hair and his muscles, right? And he had...
Dad, how'd you know?
Good reasons, huh?
That's hilarious.
And so he saw a photo and he was wearing a singlet and, you know, well, my ex is genetically blessed. He's got like, you know, 16% body fat all year round. He's like,
nice.
Yeah. He's like, you know.
Double it.
And so it was like, so my dad was like, nah, I'm not accepting this.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, you know what, if you're with him 1 year from now, I'll think about it. And so here I am. Challenge accepted.
Right.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
So then it was like, game on, I'm making this work.
Yeah.
Right? Oh. So there was, you know, but it's like how we just deal with
combination
life.
Of factors with stuff. Yeah.
It is. So, and then once he proposed and we were on that journey of, you know, being engaged, there was something where I was like, do I listen to this noise or is it too far gone? Are we like married now? You
no
know,
kids at that time yet? Yeah.
Pardon?
No kids at that time.
No. We did everything very traditional.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. It's I'm glad it all worked out the way it did, because I do think that a friendship, because everybody is getting, unfortunately, like separated or divorced because people don't know how to deal with that conflict. And now, because it's so normal and accepted culturally, everyone's like,
send it.
It's crazy when it's like even culturally they're starting to become like, not crazy, because I think there's the bad side of culture when we talk about like, there's so many people that don't get divorced in our backgrounds, but doesn't mean that everyone's happy. It's just like culture, that's not the thing. But we are seeing even culture, uncles like, hey man, honestly,
I'm out. I've not had fun for the last 10 years. I'm out.
So like, there's this interesting like shift in change in that,
You just adapt to it. So even though in that those 10 years, I wasn't not happy, but you accommodate and you adapt, and you're kind of like, whatever. It's very different in this space, but it's okay. So it wasn't a non-negotiable. I think that's why I was saying, if we work out what our boundaries are and just a handful of non-negotiables, I think marriage and relationships would look a lot different.
I feel like in all of that, you're not pointing out like this is necessarily the wrong person, because the main thing you're actually saying is about how much
self-accountability.
Because I think that's not the focus that people put on when it comes down to relationships. Specifically now, if you're talking about marriage, like lifelong like commitments, right? Yeah. Like, how much is the conversation more about, okay, who am I and what am I actually like seeking? What do I even attract? Or like, again, what are my boundaries, my non-negotiables and all that kind of stuff? Because moving it away from like specifically your situation, but in the broader context, so much about, now like church and family, like faith, all of this adds all these other pressures to relationships and our view on them that we don't even think about. Like, it's just normal. And you're right, we just try to like cut through and make things work because it seems and feels like the right thing to do.
Ignore
and we end up with like blinders on, but it's weird because it's not a bad thing to have that type of a outlook on a relationship or a marriage. Like, it should be that we're trying to work things out, but maybe sometimes we focus on the right things that we're trying, or the wrong things, to work out, because you're right, we don't maybe know ourselves enough properly or something. But it's, I just think about it, it's crazy how like you can go to church and you're feeling connected to like God a little bit more in that type of setting. You're like, oh man, this must be the right person because this is making sense as well. And then now you're getting the pressure from your dad of like, all right, let's see how you go. And then now you're sticking through, and it's like, none of that is necessarily wrong, but how much do we interrogate ourselves to actually know like properly? And I think maybe you're right, that's the broader issue that goes on in our gen in this time. It's not even a generational thing. I think we'll talk about it on an episode at some point, where it's like, this isn't even the generational stuff. This is just the time of humanity kind of conversation. Like, there's older people that are for themselves now going, hey man, I haven't laughed in 10 years in this marriage. But I think
we haven't shared a common interest in whatever.
But also how they got married then is very different to the standards now as well. I mean, culturally speaking, right? Because they're not going, I don't know myself. I want to know myself. I want to have boundaries before I get married. I don't think that was my parents' approach.
I mean, they also really weren't, like, they were picking their partner, but they weren't really picking in the way we pick. You know what I mean? Like, we pick and choose.
We got a whole list. We're just like,
and we can though.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But then the problem is, I think, like, having that choice and that freedom
complicates it.
It does, because then now we're looking for red flags. Unfortunately, with social media now, we're looking for red flags. That's all we're programmed. Like, oh well, if they're not doing this, they're not good enough, or if they're this, and there's always, obviously this is a whole nother topic, but just the whole, what we see on social media and what we see in real life is two very different things, and I think we're all a little bit delusional now. But
I was gonna say that despite all that, you're still open to marriage, still. I mean, do it again? Like, surely it didn't put you off at all?
That's a really great.
Yeah, I like this. I like the reaction in your face immediately.
I didn't see the reaction, but I'll play it back later.
Am I still open to marriage? Do you know, I've actually just opened myself up to the possibility of dating.
Wow.
I was going to ask if you were okay.
No, very small. I think that I was very much like being a single mum. I think one of the things I learned early. Well, okay. A belief that was instilled in me that I chose to use it as my coping strategy was that people are not going to want to be with a single mother. Like, you know, people would rather, have you heard that too?
I've heard that as well.
You'd rather, like as a man, you guys would rather somebody that doesn't have all of that attached. Like, and I can understand that. I can definitely understand.
Do you reckon? Or because I think I've said this many times amongst different like topics and whatnot, but even like with kids, I always said like, if I end up like a father but not married anymore, I'd rather be with somebody who also has kids.
Yeah, but that's because you have kids. But if you didn't have any kids,
oh yeah, and that
obviously.
But like what I'm saying is like, I think there are guys out there that have kids that are not put off by a woman that has kids. Or at least shouldn't be. If you have your own kids, why are you put off by a woman with kids?
That's just weird. But I think it's more the conversation of like, if you're in the dating scene and someone doesn't have a kid, are they willing to date a woman who has kids? Because I feel like a lot of the times, like, oh no, like I'm looking for someone who doesn't, and I want to have my own kids with her and stuff like that. But it's like,
I can understand. I can definitely understand it. I think I just was like, you know what? I don't want to. Understanding why I went for my ex in the first place, and knowing that it's you're filling a need. I was like, I'm okay not to right now. And I do remember one person said to me once, because I was really struggling with something, and they said, have you ever thought of getting a partner? And I was like, that is the worst advice I've ever heard.
Once I could be double annoyed.
I know. And I was like, no, why?
Yuck.
I said, I was like, why? And they were like, because you don't realize that having someone strong by your side actually just like, they hold you up. And whether they're saying something to you or not, they just kind of, they support you.
There.
They're like this framework that just kind of, and I was like, nah, not doing that. And do you know, I've met in probably this year, there's been somebody that's come into my life.
Come on,
just somebody who's, I'm not going to mention who or names or anything like that, but a good friend.
If she says brother, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Brother-in-law.
Let's say a good friend who's come into my life, and we've just had that friendship. So there's we're not filling our needs of any sort. It's just don't.
I said, where are we going?
Don't. See that? So this is typical men. Right now. Typical men. So we just are kind of working with each other, and it's surprisingly been really nice just to have. Now I understand that.
But it's different when it's like I was gonna say like a mature man, but I don't want to take away from your ex. Not saying that he's immature, but different when it's like a mature man, know what they want, know the responsibility as a man. So that could be your exposure to like you actually talking to someone that knows who they are.
Different time.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
It's interesting. My dad, like when we have conversations about this stuff, so my dad lost his dad, like he was 19 at the time, and then I think his mom would have been like maybe 42, 3, something like that, whatever. And like from then, like she never remarried, nothing, obviously didn't date or nothing, like that's just not a thing in Iraq and the whatever. But he's like, I wish my mom would have prioritized her happiness. He's like, not necessarily I wish she would have remarried. Like, as in, like, if that's what would have made her happy, then yes. But he's like, I wish she would have prioritized her happiness, because she just, like, completely just pulled away from everything. Socially, pulled away from everything, like, community-wise, pulled away from, you know what I mean? And it's like, it just became a thing of, like, surviving. And obviously, like, I've recently learned, like, some of the reasons as to why, like, she probably had that approach and whatnot. But it's very interesting. Like, whenever I've heard him talk about it, he's always like, because his thing's always, he's like, if I die, everyone move on. Right? Oh, he's like mourn whatever, but he's like, life keeps going. Move on at some point. He's like, you have to, right? And he's like, that's a thing that he's like, I saw my mom. It's like she never moved on and found happiness again. And I'm like, oh, it's interesting that that's what he would have wanted. So
it's very weird, because my mom's the exact same situation as his dad. We're 19 as well, lost her dad, and my grandma never remarried either. And I've just realized my grandma never spoke about my grandpa. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
Like after looking back, and we never, and it's probably at our fault. Like as in,
You don't ask, yeah.
we didn't ask even. You know, like I just clocked now. She never spoke about Gramps. Only conversation I've ever had is through my mom and maybe her siblings, like her sister. But I just so I don't know if the grandma moved. Did she move on or something?
She might have moved on. Yeah, exactly.
That's mad, actually. Yeah, wow. But it's tough. It's just that's a tough dynamic there. On this relationship side of things, then you have are you doing the 100 men?
We can put the tally up now and ask you guys. That'll make it like
How many is that?
5 men. As in like because I want to ask.
What are the Bonnie Blues going on? Explain this to me.
You probably have some context.
What's something that you wish women understood about men?
Man, yeah.
Yeah, so I had this. You know what? I need to. So I was on social media and I was really being active. Thank you for bringing that up and just making me look like an idiot. But I did.
Oh my God.
Where you get these ideas?
No. It actually, I'm glad you brought that up because yes, I probably need to keep going with it. I asked 2 men.
2 out of 100.
2 out of 100.
I asked 2 men. I actually have
Good
asked.
sample size.
We tested the market and it works. And
Don't look at the population that we went to. That's fine. This is the
but I
results.
didn't say when I was going to do it. So, but I have asked. Like, I put it in questions in my chat box thing, and so I'm sure there's. So I just haven't calculated them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always curious to know, like, as like from men, like, what is it that you wish we understood? Because I think that's something that we don't listen enough. What is it?
Who's we like the
We as women.
She said, "Oh yeah."
You know what it is, though. Okay.
Look at that. Look. Hey. Hey, it's not your turn to speak. Can we just point out?
You are so right.
That men were asked how they were feeling, and a woman goes.
No, it's not even. And she started her sentence with "but." We didn't say nothing.
Guys, I'm giving you buffer time so you can think about it.
Think.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm giving you buffer time so you can think about it. The thing is, what I was going to say, for us women, we try to listen, because even with him, like, I'll be like to him, like, tell me what's on your mind. Like, what are you thinking about? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? But like, as a guy, I was just like, nothing. You know, I have no thoughts on it. Like, I'm just, and he's very, like I said before, very logical type of guy, and in terms of thinking. So when you try and like get the emotion out of him, it's like it's a chore. It's an actual chore. So we try to listen, but they just don't give us anything. Anyways, there we go. Buffer time.
Thank
over.
you very much for that.
You let it out. Good.
Got it off your chest?
Yeah, I got it off my chest. Thank you.
Lads,
I do have a strategy for that, by the way.
Okay, yes, I need to hear that.
Do you have anything? Like straight off rip?
off rip. No, okay. I think off rip, something I would like women to know about men, good men, is that we actually honestly just want a good time and peace. Like, and what I mean by that
is true.
We are never actually trying to disturb the waters in anything we do or say. Like, every decision we make, especially if we bring it down to maybe a relationship context, every decision we make is trying to be for the betterment.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'm looking at the man them right now to see if you're in agreement.
I agree.
Everything we try to do is to try to maintain the peace and keep things well. Like, we generally always want, like, the intention to always pure. But I feel, now I'm looking at the women, but I feel like women tend to think that we're just bad minds sometimes. And it's
He
like,
hates
no.
me.
Yeah, he hates me.
He hates
or
me.
He, I don't know. He thinks this. No. Why would I do that? I want peace. It's like, I feel like something women need to see is just, we actually just want peace most of the time. And everything that we do is for the proper, what's the word? Propagation? The propagation of peace and perpetuation of it in this relationship. I don't know about you guys. Are you ever intentionally trying to disturb the peace in your home?
I think there's something that is like, and I think this goes both ways, men and women, but it's like, I think if you are bringing up not fun conversations with a good intention to like resolve, it's because you love the person. You know what I mean?
You want peace.
It's like we're trying to get to peace and to resolution and to resolve. And so it's like, but I think what can often happen, and maybe this is the emotional side or whatnot, but yeah, maybe, is like, you just hear the fact that I brought up the problem, and then you think I hate you. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like, I'm clearly going beyond this, but you stopped listening here.
Yeah.
You know? And now I'm here, and I've talked about the next thing and all that, and you are still hearing, I hate you.
Like, no, but actually, can we just go back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just didn't like the way that you. Well, okay.
Why you bring it up like that?
How else was I supposed to?
I will say, and tell me if I'm right or wrong here. If a woman ever brings you, so you're just trying to stay focused, stay in your lane, and she's like trying to, like, you know, do her thing.
Yep.
If you just said to a woman, what's going on for you right now? Do you think that would help calm the situation? Like, what's going on for you? Like, what's happening for you? Like, I think that as a man, that's all you need to. That's all. The only question you need to ask. Don't defend. Like, when a woman's going, okay, well, you hate me or whatever it is, just going, what's going on for you right now? And then a woman would be like, oh my God, he cares.
Just like that.
It is just. Wait. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think depends what we're talking about, but I do understand that, that can definitely calm the situation down, where it's like, don't add to it, but just you take a step back as well, and just be like, like, what's going on, like, why you know, what's fueling this? So agreed.
Because you know what, I think, stomach hungry. I think that guys, and this is something, because we did premarital counseling, and something that was brought up was, because I'm quite logical, and I guess most guys are, whatever. Whenever there's a stressor or there's something going on, I've already gone through steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Solution oriented.
I'm very solution oriented in my head.
Doesn't know that.
So when she comes up with a question of like, "Oh, how you feeling? What's going on?" I'm at the point of like, "No, I'm good now." Like, genuinely,
Feelings.
like, I'm good. I'm not even necessarily stressed about it anymore, because I've got a solution in my head. And then they were like, "Buddy, silly boy, what you should be doing is actually walking her through what those previous steps were, because now, one, she can know what stresses me. Like, Mark is able to identify, like, oh, this is a situation that causes stress because I've voiced that. Like, oh, this is, you know, this is how I'm feeling at the point of when I'm still feeling the thing. Also, she gets to know and understand what is my thought process in terms of figuring out these solutions and going through things. But I think the problem is, again, as guys, we've already done that ourselves. Like, we don't necessarily need to talk through it to get to that point. Like, we're happy to talk about it after the point, which is probably wrong. Because sometimes, guys, that's what we're doing, but then it's like, you don't even get the resolution sometimes. Like, and that's what we see right now with a lot of guys, like, you know, taking their life. Like, it's because maybe sometimes we're dealing with it a lot of the time ourselves, and now you actually can't. So, that might be where that, you know, that disconnect is probably coming from when it comes to, like, even just the way that we're able to, like, talk. Because if I ask the question of, like, oh, what's going on for you right now? It's at the point of feeling still, probably. So Marwa's able to then tell me what she's actually feeling about something. So I think that might be a bit of the differences that we have, maybe. I don't know.
Something that I've learned, speaking to different guys and relationship, myself as well, is that with every situation, whatever the conflict is, we care as much as you care as well.
I like that.
Yeah, that we do. I think what you all kind of have to understand is that we don't react the same way that you react, right? Just because we feel like we can't react the way that you react, right?
Would you want to react the same?
That's exactly, we don't want to react the way that you react. That's why, but we care exactly the same way that you care. Whatever the situation, it bothers me, it bothers you. Yeah. I think the way we react is slightly different. That's why we get, you don't care, right? And I think clearly, if, like, let's say something's really emotional, just because I'm not crying doesn't mean that I don't care. But because you're crying, and that is technically the right reaction, it feels like because I am the man in this relationship, I am leading us, so I can't react the way that you. I have a different standard. I don't know.
You hold yourself.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Because I get caught up as well on you're too nonchalant.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm chalanting.
I'm This is the thing I was going to say very similar. I'm not quiet because, like, what I want women to understand, I'm not quiet because I don't care. I'm quiet because I'm thinking.
Yeah. Do you say that though?
Yes.
Okay.
But then I feel like, because I say that, it's like, oh, sure, you're thinking. You know what I mean? Like, as in, like, the easiest thing to say is like, yeah, you're thinking. Yeah, like,
100.
Okay.
so,
But that's like a general thing. Like, trust, we care the same way that you care. We just react to it differently. That's
So when yeah, okay.
No, good.
So you think that men, like when they're quiet and they're thinking, you are happy to do that in your own little space. There's no, you don't need to talk it out.
I think Daniel put a good caveat at the start of this. Good men, because I think a lot of trash men will be like, "Oh, I'm thinking," but it's like they don't actually care about the topic or whatever.
Well, okay, what's the percentage of good men versus not so good men?
In the world.
Probably the same percentage of good
Like,
men
do you
as
think it's like a
good woman
50-50
and
card?
Probably. Honestly, it probably is 50. It's probably less.
What determines a good man?
good man in this relationship. You get what I mean? Like, as in, like, he could have been a trash man in every other relationship, but he wants this one to really work out.
Yeah, so like,
so he could be a good man now.
I'm saying contextually, good man is someone who is trying to make this thing work.
Okay, so the good intention.
Good
She
intention.
considers
Okay.
her feelings as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like at the end
Not
of the day, the goal is
selfish,
to make
not-
this
yeah.
thing work kind of guy. That's what I think is a good man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it probably is 50-50, maybe a bit less than 50.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So it's the person. So when you say a good man, it's a good man who is in it with good intentions of wanting to
Yeah.
be a
And-
better
and-
man.
Yes, yes,
Be a better man, but also wants her to have a better
Yeah.
experience here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Question I now have for the ladies in the room is, do you think that shouldn't be our approach as men? Like, and why? Like, yeah, do you think that we shouldn't? Like, do you think that maybe there is just a difference in how we probably approach this and it's okay? Or is there a common human way we should be approaching these situations that you think we need to get to?
And
Like,
can I tag something on this where it's like, does it just sound good when we talk about this stuff? But in reality, if a man was acting these certain ways, you'd be like, that's not necessarily what I want. Like, for example, if a man was to always talk through every single decision or whatever, would we
Buddy,
not,
just do.
at some point, would we not just hear, why doesn't he just have the solution? Like, why don't he just come with the, you know what I mean? Like a plan. Like, what, you know, I don't know. Like, does it just sound good, some of this stuff?
Like, yo, like, just come.
Like
to me,
every
just tell
time
me what it is.
we're starting this conversation at step one, like
This guy.
Like a man, if you're a man, you should be on step 5.
yeah, like
What is the solution?
I'm assuming-
and then you're here like,
I'm assuming what you guys are saying is what you think women do.
no, I'm asking.
why-
I
why-
mean, hey, if you want to say
So
that,
you do the opposite of what you
I mean,
guys-
that's what you had said, to be honest.
Oh,
Oh no, that's what Daniel had said about you.
yeah.
My bad.
I don't know why he
I thought
said
we just trying to
that.
figure out like what you want. You know what I mean? Like what Noor is saying is that like we come and try to consult you, and every decision that we make, or do we come with a solution? Like what is it?
I actually feel sorry for you guys.
thank you.
Like, I'm sorry.
You sound like my mom.
There's not a right answer.
I do feel sorry because you guys are trying to work. You're trying to work with us, but we
Good
don't even.
men. We're good men.
But in all honesty, I will say, just from I'm a 42-year-old woman, and just from my experience in life, we are still trying to work out what we want, right? And we're so like, is this
Forgot
the
about
right
that.
decision? Is this not the right decision? Is this whatever, right? And so I don't think that you guys are doing anything wrong. But at the same time, why I'm saying it's hard for you guys, because we put out into the world that we want these strong men.
Yeah.
Right? And we marry the strong man. And, you know, that's what we're attracted to. Nobody is attracted to, you know,
weak
a
one.
more
Yeah.
feminine kind of man, right? I know this might not
Ruffle
be
some feathers.
good on yeah,
Nah,
but
there's some
definitely
men
ruffle
for those
some
men.
feathers. But I don't.
There's some men for those men.
That is true.
That's dumb.
Right? I am just gonna. I don't care how people take it, but I do think that that's what we're all seeking, and that's what we want as women, because we, you know, as women, we want a man who's going to protect, to provide, all of those sorts of things in the world, right? So when the part that I think is hard for you guys is that we want to hear the emotion, and we want to hear how you're really feeling, and let's
Yeah.
talk out your thought process. But we want it to go like far, but not too far. Don't cry for 3 days. Like, you know, even though we're saying cry, let it out. But it's like, don't do it too much, right? And so that is where it's really hard for you guys to navigate, because you guys are solution focused. So it's like you go, okay, so you want me to cry more? I'm going to cry. And then we will be like, yeah, but don't cry too much. I remember asking a friend of mine, I said to her, I believe that men are really simple-minded and it's us as women, we are complex. And she goes, I don't agree with that. And I said, why? And she goes, because, do you know, I don't like flowers. So if a man comes to me with flowers, like, I don't care. I'll say to him, I don't want flowers. She's like, but then every now and then it would be nice if he brought and I just went, okay.
Yeah.
So it is, this is... right.
Oh,
I can't make that up. Like that was truly what. Do you agree with that? It's like if it was me.
You know, Daniel got in trouble for getting her flowers with no vase.
the vase.
Okay, first of all, that's totally justified.
It became a whole thing. Where do I put these flowers?
Where do I put flowers?
You figure it out.
What's the point of the flower?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. She understands. Come on now.
Why? No, let me not.
But wait. See, they would look at it as I went to the effort of getting
get
you
you
flowers.
flowers.
And we look at it as, well, where am I going to put them? Let's go logical here.
Oh, now you're
Like,
now.
Yes.
you know, why didn't you also think of, you know, the whole process?
Exactly.
You don't obviously care.
Last time you guys cried in front of your ladies?
Bro, that was one. Nah, this was years ago.
I know about this one. I'm trying.
I wanted to cry.
Oh, wow. I'm trying.
This is like.
Do we want to talk about this
I
story?
said, I don't care.
Let's
I'm
do
calm.
it.
This is
Let's do it.
I reckon this was how many years ago this has been, man? Far out.
A long
It's
time.
probably like 7 years ago.
Wait,
6,
is this
7 years ago.
this with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've been getting 10 years now, right?
Oh,
So
right.
there's-
Okay. It just wasn't.
There's been a journey of developing as a man. But I reckon this would have been maybe 7 years ago or something. We had a friend's birthday party. And I think we had a big argument at that party. Because...
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, because
talk
like
about
I
it.
think she just wasn't a fan of like some friendships, whatever. You know,
Okay, don't do that. Don't put it on me.
No, no. Let me get there. Let me land. The plane is still. You get me.
See the way he's
I was, like apparently, like like I wasn't obviously navigating things.
Let's just
correctly.
say he was being too friendly. He was being very friendly.
Yeah, like a guy I've had, young guy growing up around like sisters, or you're just quite
I'm good with women.
Good with women.
Yeah.
Not genuinely though. Can we be honest?
Conversations in there.
Can we be honest?
Fair, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, things pop off at the party. Not a good time for anyone. And then we're in the car back. Obviously, it's gonna be a quiet ride. And then we start talking. I remember this. Huh? Oh, I knew I was coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it already started at the party, like I said.
It started.
I remember this. We're on the West Gate. We're driving. Probably 1, 2 a.m., 3 maybe even. And then we're like not arguing, but like talking. And then
Heated.
It was heated, but Marwa kind of goes to the point of like, I just want you to like, do this, do better. And then I'm like, I'm trying. And it just started. And after that, I was like, far out. Like I turned to the side. I'm like, you stupid idiot. And then, but like that's what came out of me, and it just happened. My thing is, I think when I'm extremely angry, I would cry. Thankfully, I haven't been very.
Did your voice tremble when you're angry?
Nah, but my mouth gets like pursed.
Yeah. I get it.
And it's annoying because like I'm trying to talk like more clear. But
My heart when I was a kid, my heart used to race when I was angry, and I'm like, I'll cry because my heart's gonna fall out, bro. I'm not crying over that. I'm crying because I'm scared.
like I genuinely don't think I've cried out of sadness or anything like that.
Oh, man.
Can't even remember. But anytime I'm in like a heated, overwhelming situation, maybe emotionally overwhelming, that's the tears. I think that might honestly be the last time.
I've ever seen.
First and last.
Cry, yeah.
Would you like him to cry more?
I mean, to express, because even when your grandma passed away, like we were on the phone, he was like, yeah, like, it's sad. But like there was nothing to it. And I was like, give me something,
Did you have a relationship with your grandma?
Yeah, man, love Grams.
You did, yeah?
Yeah,
I
you
think the
did.
thing was, I was just like, she had a good life.
Yeah.
And like I
Nothing to
genuinely
cry
had
about.
no sadness attached to it. I don't
The
know.
logic.
Huh?
The logic, she had a good life.
Yeah, probably.
Everything was
Honestly, it
fine.
might be to
So-
my own detriment.
Is that gratitude? Do you just focus on
I think
gratitude?
it's like the cup is full, kind of half full situation. Like both grandmas, honestly, to be honest. Yeah, was it? Because I remember the morning of like when my grandma passed, I heard my mom she's like, my mom is there. Like she cried and like exclaimed it. And like for me, the only word that came out of my mouth was, oh, damn. that was kind of like it. And I remember Marwa was on that day really trying to check in on me. It got to the point that I was like, dude, you're actually dragging
You're
it.
annoying.
Like, it felt a bit annoying, but like, she's just there trying to care for me.
Yeah.
I even took the day off work so I can make sure he's okay. But
did
he
I
was
go to
fine.
The guy's like, babe, what
I
are
was
you
like,
doing
he
here?
might need me there. Like, I might need to go see if he's okay, but he was fine.
I don't know. It's just the cry. Not because I think crying is like actually, I actually have I don't think I have any issues around it. Now, as a developing, hopefully more secure man now, I think it's healthy, but I just don't get brought to that point, I think. Again, it's not, and there you go, there's even bad language in that. What is that? Like, what do you mean that point? Like, it has to be when you're at your end or something that you finally cry, but I don't know, it's just, it doesn't happen.
I think you guys just process emotion a lot different.
Yeah.
You know, my little man is 9 years old. 10? 9. No, 9. He's 9, right?
Yeah.
God, they get to an age and you're just like, it
What's
all
the
blends
difference?
in.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember, so we do this thing when they come into the car, because this was a strategy I was going to say about dealing with men. But when I say to them, they come in the car and I say, how was school today? They will just go, good. And most kids do that, right? And I was like, I need to crack this. Like, and so I ask them now very specific questions, like, what's something that made you get angry today? What's something that made you smile today? What's something that was frustrating
That's
today?
actually
What's,
really nice,
you know, those sorts of questions. And I asked something about what made him angry or sad. I said, what's something that made you sad today? And then he goes, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like,
There's something there.
There's something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh, there's some, there's, you know, and I was like, okay, like, well, then I tried to investigate a little bit more, and he was just like, Mum, I don't want to. So at 9 years old, he knows how to say that. And I was like, oh, this starts young. Because no, I didn't. We're very open, even with his dad, very open about kind of going, hey, what's going on? Like, and we do it quite casually, or I'm very much about educating them on why it's important to, and but for both of them, my daughter and my son.
Yeah.
So then at night time, because that's the time because I don't want to go to bed. So then they're like, yeah, I'll open up. And even at that point, I was just like, I really got a bit upset that, you know, something had happened to you and you didn't want to talk about it. And I just care about you, and it's safe. It's judgment free. I don't care. We can, if you talk about it, then we might be able to work it out. And he was still adamant of going, I don't want to talk about it.
What do you think that comes from, especially at the age
And
of
that's-
9, 10?
I don't know. That's if somebody could tell me, that would be amazing. I don't know if it's just innately in males where it's like, I've got to be strong. Yeah. Maybe he sees his dad being a strong male figure and going, I don't see dad getting sad. So then I just need to be strong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I have a niece, she actually turned 10 today. It's her birthday today. So when I pick her up from school, I was like, how's school?
Absent uncle.
She's giving me
Stories.
She's giving me a whole story. Oh, today this is what happened. Today that's what happened. Like, it's never just one.
Yeah.
And I was also, I don't know where she gets it from. I don't know if that's like,
Like,
her parents.
yeah.
Like her just opening up. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like, with that one, it's like, where did they get that answer from?
Yeah. Well, I know that in general, girls are definitely willing
Expressive.
to talk
Yeah.
a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But boys, when it's something like, he'll tell me the fun things, like what's something that fun that you're proud of today or whatever.
Yeah.
He'll definitely say those things. But when it comes to something that's harder, it's like he just doesn't know how to articulate it. He doesn't know how to process that feeling.
You know what? And this connects to something you even said at the very start around your like interest in wanting to like have conversations and what, because growing up that's not necessarily a thing. But I think like I think it'd be okay to agree that women would have conversations with each other, and like that was okay in terms of that space. But typically, even though uncles will converse and have their chats, and or the men obviously, like older men, they would have their conversations and whatnot. But it seems that like maybe the reason is because young guys or young men connect more so over like activities, and being active and out and about. So like there's rarely even space for just open like dialogue. Whereas I reckon like a lot of girls, like young girls, grow up with maybe their mum having that convo more so with them, or in that space. Like your niece, for example. Like I know your sister, she's a great conversationalist. So I would imagine that, probably, you know,
Rubs
his
off on the
niece
kid,
and his sister are having like, you know, they're having conversations constantly, like, and talking about whatever, opening up. Whereas maybe like for his nephews, like the dad is trying to like play with them and like have fun and like they're bonding and connecting over those type of spaces. And we were talking about this specifically now in like because we run like young adult like groups from like through church where a lot of the things that the girls want to like do together would just normally just be like hang out and like talk. Whereas the guys, it's like, yo, let's like go out somewhere. Do you want to kick a ball? Go for a walk even? Like I remember me and the guys, we caught up recently with some of our other friends and we all just like, we wanted to go for a walk together and like we're talking and connecting over that. So I think like for young guys, that's probably where maybe it comes from. And when you ask how are you as a general conversation, the answer is just going to be good. But that targeted kind of aspect of it is like, all right, fine, I'll answer that. Like I'll be truthful, man. So even if the answer is I don't want to talk about it, but it's me telling you that, yeah, there's something there. Whereas if you were to ask like, how was school today to like, yeah, your daughter or like, you know, this guy for his niece, it's going to be a story, you know? So
I think growing up,
it might be some of that plays into it.
I think growing up, I think some parents don't ask those targeted questions. That's probably how, you know, they can go from like 9 to 15 and never really opening up.
100%.
Whereas for you already asking those targeted questions now, it allows them to start opening
Like get more used to
Yeah,
it.
and also thinking, I do see my kids now, they're a lot more quicker at answering those questions because during the day now they're
think
going,
about-
oh, this has made me frustrated. They've put a label onto that, onto whatever it is. And I'll tell my mum that when she asks that's something, you know. I do think that, boys need to identify. Yeah. And then what they choose to do with that, I think as parents, we kind of help bring that up. I'm still working on it, so I'm definitely not.
That's dope there. That's probably dope, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
In this world then, specifically, like how, if we're like now focusing on like, the men and men's mental health side of things, what does it make you feel like raising a young man in today's day and age? With the influence of social media, all the other kind of, I guess, you know, men that are out there trying to be role models and whatnot.
Probably even just the content that he's consuming at this. Because I always say, I find it a bit strange how like the streamers or YouTubers or whatever that I might watch are actually the same guys that your son at 9 might be watching right now. Like, which is a very weird thing. Like before it used to be like 0 to 4 have your toys, 5 to 9 have your stuff. You know what I mean? It was like real segmented. Now it's like,
Oh no, Kai, you know.
They know about Kai Sanat and I know about Kai Sanat. They know about Speed, I know about Speed.
You're both
Drew Ski, whatever. And it's like sometimes I look at some of the stuff those guys say, I'm like, wow, these kids are aware of everything now. Like, so how's that?
Yeah, it's interesting because they're aware. They know a lot. These kids know a lot. But in terms of putting things into action, they don't know. They don't know how to put their knowledge into practice. And so I think in terms of mental health and what they're exposed to, I mean, my kids are not on any social media or anything like that. It is a scary world. And I don't know what that looks like yet. And when my son does watch these streamers and it's on the TV in the main room and I watch as well. So then, it's in the background. So I'm sort of watching what they're watching. I am still trying to work it out. I definitely haven't figured that. And I think my plan of attack was kind of setting up some foundational stuff because I know that, you know, no matter how noisy the world is, there's still going to be core elements, regardless of how big social media is or what influences they have. There is core elements that I will always work with. And have you guys heard of the 6 core human needs?
I've heard of them. I don't know.
Paslow's hierarchy of needs.
It's like Pavlov's hierarchy, but it's all emotional based.
Yeah, okay, right.
Right?
So,
And I think that whenever I have conversations, whether it is with my kids or with anybody in general, I kind of go, why are they saying that? And then navigate it into one of these 6. I'll say quickly what the 6 are. So the first thing is, as a human need, we need certainty in our lives, right? We need to feel like that things are like the roof isn't going to collapse right now. Like we need to know that the people in our lives, that everything's certain. We go to a job that, you know, that's why some people don't want to start businesses because they're like, I just need to know I'm getting the same amount of money every week. That's certainty, right?
Yeah.
And then there is, if life was always certain, then it would be boring. So we also love uncertainty, and that's a need. So people that are in business, that are like those risks, people that are, I don't know, like online dating or whatever it is, there's that uncertainty, the fun, the thrill, and we do need it. It's like, but what's driving us? Do we drive with certainty or are we driving with uncertainty? And then there's 4 that are just, I guess, the main ones. So certainty, uncertainty, you've got significance, which is massive.
Yeah.
We lead with significance, needing to feel like that we are somebody. We're valued in the world. We are, like anything that we do. That's what the biggest problem with social media is, that everyone's putting content out there to feel significant. And the intention is significance. And so when I listen to my kids or I watch my kids, I will understand, are they just feeling like they're not important right now? I watch it with my daughter, because my son's got a big fro. Everywhere we go, everyone's commenting, and I see my daughter like sink a little bit because she's got like braids and whatever. She's got cool hair, but everyone just focuses. He's got this real, and he's just like, as a cool kid.
Yeah.
And so he gets a lot of attention. And so then I see in the car, she will then start like bagging him out, saying bad things about him, or she'll be like, oh no, you're not allowed to use this, or like, and I see that, and I know where it's coming from her because it's significant.
So
she is feeling like she's not as important as him. So then you got to balance that out.
This is so important. This is crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, these 6
as a parent, just that one little. Do you know what I mean?
So that's what
I'm not ready for this.
No, for real, because it's like now I'm yelling at my daughter for saying something. It's like, I don't need to yell at her either, But it's like, if I actually
Honey,
go,
you're beautiful.
oh, she needs to realize.
Oh my
And then
god!
now suddenly it's like, you can have the controller.
it's actually so when it comes to them, I'm understanding this pattern now, because when it does come to them, especially my daughter being on social media, I can then go, why are you posting up that content? What are you seeking? What do you want from this? So significance is a massive one. And then after that is love and connection, which is a really important one. Just knowing we've got people around and those sorts of, like, it's a core need of ours. Usually when we've got like those first 4, we understand those first 4. The other two needs are more spiritual needs. So the need for growth.
Okay.
Because if we're not growing, we're dying.
I agree.
And usually once we've got some growth in our lives, we like to contribute to others. So then contribution is a really big one. So once I understood those 6 core values and needs, I then, anything that happens in my world, I can see it in someone else, I then go, you're just not feeling like you're enough right now. That's all it is. So when I speak to a man, and this is why maybe I do really enjoy conversations with men specifically, because a man doesn't know, he doesn't want to say, I'm feeling like I'm not enough.
Facts.
He doesn't want it, but that's significance. Well, that's connection. And so we go, okay, you're just needing someone to show you that you're important.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is like those feelings have definitely been felt of like not enough, but it's like those words will never leave my mouth.
100%.
But it's like I know like that statement ran in my mind, and then it's like, but it just stay there.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Yeah. It's deep. It is deep, and it's like if we just had a bit of vulnerability and said it, and just go, I'm really feeling like I'm not enough, but then understanding it's not just sitting in that statement. Like, this whole it's okay not to be okay. Like, I get that, but it's what do we do next? And you guys are solution focused. So as men, you go, okay, I can get in touch with the that vulnerable side and that more softer side. But then what do I do with that? And it's like, I'm not feeling like I'm not enough right now because I'm not feeling affection from a partner, or I'm not feeling this, or I'm not feeling. So understand, just constantly, asking why. That's what I'm teaching my kids, asking why.
I think that's really powerful, because I think that's how you can see like different men or even kids in general seeking validation elsewhere, right? If it's like seeking validation through sleeping with many women as possible, it's like they feel like they're not enough. So by doing that, they're able to validate themselves as a man as well. And also the use of social media, like constantly posting, you know, the sort of
The way you're posting.
The way you're posting is like
Yeah.
you're trying to seek attention, but it's almost like, hey guys, I'm important as well.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because I think a while ago we had a conversation about I have this thing when people post their like the birthday messages in public. Like let's say if I send your private message, like a whole message saying happy birthday, you mean so much, blah, blah. They take a screenshot on the person on social media.
Oh, what?
Oh, you haven't seen that?
People do that?
Yeah, the people do that. So for me, when I see that, it's always like, hey guys, there's someone here that thinks I'm the funniest person in the world. And I want you guys to know that this exists.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
yeah.
But that, for me, when I see it, I'm like, you're seeking validation.
What a significant
Right?
start, yeah.
You're, I don't know, it could be what it can be like in your family, it could be in your relationship, but you're not getting it there. So you want to get it somewhere else as well.
100%.
Yeah, so I really like those 6. I think
Yeah.
might apply that in the future.
100. What?
And
You think I'm not gonna?
ant. No,
So sorry.
Oh, you got ants just crawling.
guys, I'm just gonna crawl up on it.
The ant heard the bar say, "Let me get closer to this."
It's so crazy, man, because like these things could change how you raise your kids.
Yeah.
Million percent.
But man, growing up, my parents just like, hey yo, stop doing that. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, I don't feel important. Everything, man.
Well, we can't do that now, right? Like,
Okay, you just can't talk about it, man.
well, you know, because
Go.
I worked in a school, so I was doing school counselling for a while, and they're very like, if you hear one. A parent has like laid one finger. Oh, you have to call child protection. You have to call, and the child protection will go to their house.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be something as simple. Oh, it was just a playful. You know, so now we have to change our parenting style.
wow.
We don't live
100%.
overseas. We're like here now, and it's
Yeah.
and kids go to school and they don't realize. They'll be like, oh yeah, mum, like, you know, slap me around.
Yeah.
And yeah, that conversation.
That's really worrying. John. Like, you should tell someone about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
that doesn't happen.
I believe only poor people should hit their kids.
Oh my.
Do you want to? I can explain. I can explain.
Yes,
Like you
please.
said this to me before, but I'm
Please
shocked again.
explain that.
If you have stuff in your home, take stuff away. That's a bigger punishment.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, like if we don't have anything, I'll need to punish you somehow. So you got to get hit. But if we
Okay.
actually because I'm thinking right now, if when I was a kid, it's like, if my dad took away my soccer ball, that's a bigger punishment than if he was to belt me. Like that would hurt me so much more. But if I didn't have a soccer ball, we didn't have nothing, we didn't have PlayStation, we didn't.
Whoop my ass.
Well, you know what my ex-husband does when he's disciplining the kids? Because he grew up not having much.
Yeah.
But he will make them do like push-ups or wall stands
The
or
wall
whatever
stand,
they're
that's
called.
very
Okay.
West African.
Or holding like, you know, 2 bottles of water out. And, you know, like...
I was doing a full body workout yesterday, yeah, and then I had to do a squat one where I forgot who it was, but I was holding
Holding a
something.
plate out, yeah.
And I was like, am I being punished right now? Just going back to like having to be near the wall or whatever, and just like it's such a funny way to
Yeah.
discipline or whatever. But the chastisement works. I
It
think,
works.
as well too. So maybe no whooping for the poor people,
Yeah, man,
but they
maybe.
can just
Yeah.
make them do some exercise.
Hold your arms
What
out.
a interesting perspective, though. I do get it.
I've got like 2 things in my mind right now. I think one being, maybe I'll ask the other one, or just a throwaway comment is that like principles and standards thing when it comes to like the noise in the world, I think is super dope, because I was thinking about someone recently who I was like just thinking about their child. I'm like, I don't think you've instilled principles like actively in their life, because I think there are things that kids absorb and then those become the standards that they set.
They
just
mold
by,
them.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they mold them just by seeing like how their parent has like lived. But then the parents who take the step of like actively trying to instill principles, I'm like, I feel like every child needs to like actually have that very specific way to like deal with things, or like when things get noisy or the world gets crazy. Because I was having this thought in my mind of like, yo, what is this parenting thing and how the heck am I gonna be able to do it? But I feel like the answer literally just comes down to, you just have to like try to give them the best tools at the end of the day, that when they're out there, they navigate it. I mean, we talk about the verse all the time of like train up a child in the way they should go. And then when they grow up, they'll never depart from it, or they won't depart from it. And I feel like that's the way my life has been as well. Of like, my parents have actively tried to say, no, this, that, don't do this, do this, blah, blah, blah. So when the noise is there, like that's what my mind kind of comes back to at the end of the day. So like I think I very much agree with like that, like setting that up in their life. Other conversation or question in my mind is like, when it comes to masculinity and what you'll probably try to teach your son in a changing world, what do you pick or positioning to him as a masculine man or as what a man should be? Like, how do you navigate that?
It's an interesting one because he's getting two messages, right? Because he's being raised in two households. So his dad is his role model of what a man is meant to be. I guess I'm obviously being a female. I've got masculine traits, like being driven and discipline and those sorts of things. But he's being raised there as a man. And I have to have this trust in that conversation. I will, though, if there's something that I feel like doesn't work, I will get him to question it. So I will never, ever go against what my ex-husband says as a father. He knows more than me. I'm not a male, right? But I will always, if something doesn't fit right, or if I can see there's a lot of pressure in my son to perform or to be a particular way or whatever, I will always question. So then it's like, so knowing what I know, because my son loves running, right? Is a really big, all his cross countries, he's always gotten first or second place or whatever. Yeah, wow. And he's very much I have to get first place. And I'm still like, yes, you do. You are getting first place, right? And plan B is not an option, but let's go into so what are the possible scenarios that could happen, right? And where's your mind going to be while you're running? That's what we're focused on. So we're still focused on, but I would also do this with my daughter, but there's the masculine trait of be determined, stay focused. You are, you're competitive, whatever, you're there. There is the softness that comes with be kind to yourself. But that kind of, I think you've just got to be really observant to know when to fit that in, because you can't just go, hey, it's okay if you don't win. I don't believe in that. Because this world is so, hey, it's okay.
But station awards.
And I think that they're going to get that message anyway from school. Like they're going to get that message from other people, other parents who do more soft parenting. It's like second is okay. And
I can't be at all your activities and you're losing all the time. I can't. Like, don't waste my time as well. Like, we're watching your soccer match. I'm going 9 a.m. every Saturday. I need you doing something good and come back with a medal.
Yeah. I think we're so focused on what's right and wrong, but then deep down, there's this part of us that's like, it's like we need permission to be what we want to be with these kids. We're so focused on going, oh, well, we were raised like this and so we can't be like that. Yeah. And we're so used to, we can't hit our kids because that's how, we're all, I'm sure, raised with our parents beating the hell out of us, right?
Yep.
Right? And so it's like, well, we can't do that, so then we have to be the nicer parent. I don't think so, because our words have power. That we'll always remember our words. And so we then can go, all right, well, if words are my only option, then they have to be bloody good. They have to be good here. And so I think that, we still hold on, like, so for my son, still holding on to those masculine traits and what we want, and we want him to be focused and driven and whatever. There's the sporting aspect, right? But then when it comes to writing or reading or like, the things that he doesn't enjoy doing, then I think I can't have the same attitude with him, because if I go, you are doing it regardless, come on, there's no plan B, he'll be like, he'll break down. And I've seen it. So then I have to go into feminine traits, and the feminine traits is what's going on for you right now. Like, where are you at? You don't enjoy doing it. No, but guess what? Like, nobody enjoys this shit. Like, it's, do you think Michael Jordan enjoys the hard work? Like, do you think, like, let's look at who you inspired to, like Mr. Beast or whatever. These people, they had to do some of the hard work. So that's not an option. So now let's just try and find some enjoyment in it. Or just kind of go, I don't enjoy doing it and that's okay. Like, just, like, let's be a bit gentler there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's
true. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, man. This because I look at the next gen sometimes.
It's hard.
These guys are.
You guys are all
finished.
winners.
You guys, how old are you?
No, I'm just saying like, like in school, and they're like, everyone is a winner. You guys are all winners.
Oh, you're all winners. Okay.
All this stuff is like, it's like no, like let's also aim.
That kid sucks.
It's okay to be like, you know what, I'm horrible at this.
Yeah.
and I'm not a winner.
You know what's kind of interesting is like, because I'd be a little bit concerned if my kid was always like not doing well in any, like maybe a sport or maybe a certain subject or whatever, and they like keep going at it and they're like, oh, because I'm having fun. Because I'd be like, why are you having fun? If you keep doing bad. Like if someone told you, oh, I love geography, and you're like, oh yeah, like you must be pretty good at it. And it's like, no, I just get D's. Like you'd be like,
I mean, it is weird. Yeah.
Why do you enjoy this? Like I feel like there's that element where it's like I can understand like just enjoying something for the sake of enjoying it, but it's like, I don't know, like
can we build a positive feedback loop here? Like
Maybe outside of sports.
Yeah, well, sports is actually a really good one because, so going back to those 6 elements that I was saying before, but sport, and even though, let's say, people don't enjoy or they're not good at doing a particular sport, but they still want to go every Sunday or they still want to go and play it, is because of the love and connection.
right.
You know, so everything is filtered back down to one of those 6. So they'll go and play really bad at a sport, but they get the connection of people. Friendship.
That actually makes sense.
do you lean on the certainty or uncertainty thing more in your life?
Great question. I need, as a single parent, the certainty of money is a really big one. And so I see myself when I'm elevated or going a little bit crazy, it's because I feel like there's uncertainty in financial aspect.
Right.
And I need my space. I need certainty because I got kids, like making sure that everything is home, making sure that I don't know, like maybe it's also my comfort
Stability.
zone.
Yeah.
But then when I travel, I love the uncertainty of that. Yeah. But I can't do it for too long. So I need to, go back to my safe space. What do you think?
For myself?
For yourself.
I think the way I've chosen to live my life, definitely it's the uncertainty. Like business owner, all that kind of stuff. But I see the appeal in certainty when it comes to finances. Like there's periods of times where I'm like, bro, just having a check hit my line every Wednesday sounds beautiful. And then there'll be a period. It's like this abusive relationship with business where you're like, because when I'm up, and everyone's a little boy to me. But when I'm down, I'm just staring like, yo, where is money? You know? And so, but I think that so definitely uncertainty when it comes to that. Not married, no kids yet, so I can't really speak on those kind of things. But I think, maybe a bit like 60% uncertainty.
He was trying to avoid eye contact.
I was actually thinking, like, I don't know if I am.
Do you work at a job? Like,
Yeah.
And how long you been there for?
Like 4 years.
And do you see yourself doing the same thing in the next 4 years? Hypothetically.
I think right now I am sitting on the certainty, but I think I'm going to be leaning towards uncertainty. If that makes sense. Like in terms of like business, in terms of what we're trying to do as well. If that's like next year or like year and a half, that's now we're touching the uncertainty, especially in terms of finances. But it's going to be interesting because that's also when I want to move forward with my relationship and also enter the marriage stage as well, where you do need a bit more certainty than uncertainty. So it's an interesting phase trying to sort of like navigate like this
Just
is where I
a
want
bad
to go.
captain of the ship over there. You know what I mean?
That's true.
His baby's ready
I
for
feel like
certainty, and he's like, "Hey, let's get really risky." Who the
I
freak
think
did
I
I
like
marry?
No, because obviously
I've been bamboozled.
from what I've seen, it's like when you go into the marriage, you want certainty, especially with finances. I would assume so, right? Especially like when you want to get a house, you want to get all those things. They prefer that you are employed and you are an employee rather than a business owner. Because I'm working in banking, so I know how these things work as well, right? So it's like I want to move towards a certainty in terms of finances and everything, but it's like moving to marriage. It requires you to be certain more than that, yeah. So it's an interesting phase, just trying to navigate what that actually looks like in the next 2 years.
And it's hard to be certain in a relationship because people change, people evolve. You know the principles.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the core.
I think, yeah. So, sorry, like in terms of who I'm with, like I'm very certain.
okay. Wasn't sure. Good. That's a foundation.
I'm certain, like on those aspects and where we're going, and the print, like that stuff is all certain. It's just more of the finances, in terms of going into that space, right? It's like, yeah, I can be certain, and that's still also a very safe option. But in terms of how I move and what we're doing, I do prefer the uncertainty path, which is business owner and content and what we do with the community and schools and so on.
But are you doing the business stuff with people? Or is this a solo journey?
With people.
So then you've got
Like a
the
company.
connection of people, which helps you feel certain. Because if you're all going down together, you're all going down together. There's certainty.
True,
We're
that-
all
Yeah,
So it's
that
like,
is
yeah,
very
hey,
you're not by yourself.
I'm not paying my bill today, but I know you're not paying.
hey, we're gonna laugh about it. That's very true, because as a solo business owner, it's like no one knows when I'm running out of data.
Aussie
No one
Broadband
knows.
said, I need that payment. He can't even send it. That's crazy.
So it seems like you three, the only thing that like
I haven't answered
you
anything
have
yet.
certain. No, I know. I know. This certainty that you would like is just in your finances. Everything else, you're kind of like.
Nah, relational certainty is also like, as in on the person and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of risk in relationship in general. I think like I may have said this on here before, but it's like there's so many things that's like, the vows, like, for better or worse, it's like, what if worse happens?
Yeah.
And like, just because of life. Yeah, it's like things can just change. People change as they get older. Like even, I think this was the example I'd use, but it's like, let's say it's like you marry someone and you're both like, you enjoy each other, you're very attracted to each other, whatnot. It's like you're very, sexually active, for example, right? And then something happens, an illness or whatever, and then someone's libido just drops. And now it's like, this doesn't feel like the same relationship anymore. You know what I mean? Like, those are those kind of uncertainties, but you don't know them. But in terms of like choosing the partner, it's like, for me, I'm like, I have to be certain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like as I get older, I get scared around that certainty of choosing, when like certainty in terms of the relationship a bit more. Like when I was younger, I was like, just make it work. And then, and then like as something doesn't work out, and then you're like,
You're very quick to be like,
all right, but what's going on here? What's going on here?
I agree with that.
What about you?
Trying to think, because like even just career wise, I feel like I've been in so many different jobs. So that alone, or not so wait, that sounds crazy. Not so many different jobs, but like different what do you call it?
Industry.
So many different industries. So that alone, I'm like, there's so much uncertainty in that, in terms of financially, the industry, and my interests as well. I feel like my interests just change, or sometimes I don't know, and then I do know, and then stuff like that. So I think I would love to be the type of person that's like, yes, I want certainty in everything, because then it just makes life kind of easier, I guess, when you have that control and okay, this is what I like, this is what I'm going to go into, these are the type of environments I want to be in, this is what I'm going to go into. But I think I'm more uncertain type of person.
You're
kind
driven
I think I thrive off that as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the chaos in things. I think I do like that. Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, what do I want to, where are we going, what are we doing type of thing. I think I do thrive in that a little bit.
Hello. I think I've lived my life very much on the certain side of things, like thriving and existing in the certainty of things. Probably because of my parents showing me committed relationship, dad on a stickability when it comes to career kind of thing. Like all of that, all the principles lead back to being very certain. And I think I've also brought that into like our relationship as well. Same thing with like job and whatnot. Certain, like it might be diverse areas I'm involved in. Like I've got community, the creative side, but then also my career, which is people forget that I even have an actual job. I think even though they're different, they're still very like certain. I know what I'm doing in all of them. In saying all of that though, like Carlos, I think I'm entering a stage where I'm trying to just mash up all the certainty that I've been building.
Good, but like, I don't want it.
Of like, okay, I think it's time to probably step a little bit more into the uncertainty thing. So it's been an ongoing conversation probably like for the past like X amount of years. But specifically this year, I think I've been very much so now like, all right, let's get that boldness to step into the unknown of what is going on. And it's one of those things, it's hounding on my head kind of thing of like, no, we need to step into this. But then the fear of uncertainty is what is keeping me in the certainty, because I know where I'm at. You know, like,
related to kids at all?
Honestly, in what part, what side? Like what do you mean in terms of the related to kids?
Funny you said that, because as he was saying that, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I'm the complete opposite, because now I'm like, now that we're thinking about, kids and bringing humans into the world, I'm like, I have to step into the certainty. Like, I want certainty as a mum for my kids and for the household. Like, we know there's, order, and like, I know that they're going to be taken care of, that they're going to be well. And it's like, Dad's over here stepping into
and here I am. And the crazy part is like, for me, in my head, the uncertainty has been mapped out to providing the certainty or the stability for the future. But everything within me is like, are you all right? Like, what do you mean this is the time that you now want to take risks? Like, so, yeah, interesting kind of.
It is
dynamic.
And it's a really hard, because as a woman and as a potential mother, it's like, we want everything to be perfect. And I think this is one of the hardest things when, after people get married and then go into that next step of having kids, like, we as women, we're nurturers, but we want to make sure they're protected. They got to be protected. And then you guys are out there going, okay, well, I got to like really provide. I've really got to get out there and have more money and have more whatever. And so there's like, we speak different languages at that time. And so I think it's just, if in a good foundation of a relationship, you just know that you are talking different languages, and just to kind of stop and go, where are you at? Yeah. Where are you at? Like, let me be okay with where you're.
Are we still walking in the same direction?
Yeah, we're still walking. Yeah. We're walking differently, but we're still walking in the same, because I think of course, it's going to have to be different steps. You have to, like, to make it work, but yeah.
This is a good therapy session.
I know.
I only have one more like conversation, which is around, I think you meant like a conversation that you've had previously around like niche guys. Or
niche guys?
Is it niche? Or like, when it comes to relationship dynamics, how do I wrote it down here.
Tell me.
While he's finding that, you said you studied, like, you got your psych certificates and all that kind of stuff?
Counselling.
Counselling? Yeah. So you do that?
I'm a peak performance coach. So counselling is a bit too airy-fairy for my liking. Psychology as well. And I support people going and getting help. But it's like, you got to think the people in counselling or in mental and in as a psychologist, they want you to come back for more counselling and psychology, right? So what they do, not consciously, but you go to see a counsellor, they're going to ask you your problems, and you're opening up an old wound or even a new wound. The wound is open. You got 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever it is. Now go through your week with that wound now open, and now have like let that air out, right? And so it's like, until the next time you go back to that therapist, you're not getting any tools until like to help learn how to heal that wound. People go to therapy for years. It's talk therapy, so they go to therapy for years, right? And so even though I understand it, I think that it can be done in a different space where it's like, peak performance coaching is like, we're not shying away from the emotion and the vulnerability and understanding what's happening, but it's like you're using that, you're developing your skills, we're understanding what your weaknesses are, we're going, where do you want to go? What do you want to be? Who do you like? What are we trying to understand about life? And then you're bettering yourself in whatever area it is. I don't think you always have to go into your childhood, into every tiny bit of your childhood and who said this and whatever. If you want it, cool. But I think that like, it opens wounds that aren't necessary. It's all perspective, and it's whatever. It's like, when you hear a sad song, we go into all of our memories
No, you
that are
get
possibly
sad,
sad, and we're going into that sad space. But then you change up the music and you put, I don't know, Spice Girls on, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I remember a cool time, like,
Every
or whatever
night
it
out
is.
or whatever.
And that is exactly what
Damn,
therapy.
you just showed your age, huh?
Yeah.
Spice
Okay,
Girls.
they're coming back. They are coming back. But anyway.
We love
All
it.
right. So it's sort of like, it is all perspective. It's like what you choose to focus
Yeah.
on in that moment. And we
Yeah.
get to choose.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, emotion does take over, and we have to just, surrender to that to some degree. But I do think that this is all, like, it's what you choose to focus on. Tell me, you got something to say.
It's tricky. Therapy is interesting because it's like, it's not that I don't believe in it. I do believe in it, all that. It's just, I feel like you can be there and kind of go like, is this person validating anything that I say here? And I'll say I went to therapy recently for the first time, right?
Why you keep this one from us,
know.
dear?
a lot of people don't talk about it.
No,
so I appreciate you
and,
saying it.
And I will,
Because we've all talked about this, that we're all gonna try it out one time.
I'll explain also. I messed up bad. Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
I booked
Oh my God.
therapy, and I was like, I again, no shame in doing it, but I was like, I'll just keep it to myself. You know what I mean? I went and booked with the business card, like my business card, and then when I get there, they were like, "Oh, by the way, just because it's an evening session, whatnot, like it's a little bit extra." Like they're like, "Oh, must have something," which I'm not gonna lie, put me off a little bit. Like the first thing I do is talk about money when I'm in here. Is like the thing, but like whatever. Tap the card again. I think it was only like maybe another 40 or something. And then as I tap the card, I'm like, this is the podcast card, not my business card. So I don't know if you guys realized last week I threw some money into the account. Yeah, I threw some money back in the account from the business because I was like, oh shit. I was like, someone's got, especially this guy. This guy's like me. He doesn't miss anything.
No, so my thing was,
you thought it was YouTube.
I didn't go into
Because Daniel and I are very similar. I always say this. We're very similar. We don't miss nothing. Like
I didn't look into because I was like, there's fluctuations in the account.
Yeah.
But I didn't go and look at the transactions.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
like, things are moving.
Yeah. So that was me. And then anyway, so I'm in therapy, whatnot, trying to figure out like, I guess probably one area of my life.
Yep.
And like, as I'm saying this stuff, the therapist, like, she's a nice lady and everything, but I'm just like I start disassociating almost. And I'm like, I just feel like you're either like answering me just to justify what I'm saying, or the opposite, where you're just answering me to make me feel like this is why what you're feeling is not real. You know what I mean? And not in like a dismissive way, but in like a you can get through whatever kind of thing. And it's like, I don't know. There's a part of me where I was like, this is cool, but this doesn't beat talking to my friends personally. And I know there probably would, maybe at another point in my life, there'll be certain things where I know that it's like talking to my friends is not enough. But it was just like one of those things where I was like, and maybe that was one of those topics, but it's just like, I was there and I'm like, man, talk to my friends so much better than this. And it's so much cheaper. That shit was expensive, bro.
Would you go back?
I'm not against, yes, not to that one. I think maybe also there was a specific angle of this where it was like, being a Christian, I prefer a Christian therapist. I thought, go to a Christian therapist, and then they like overly spiritualized everything. And I was like, at one point I was like, bro, am I a heretic? Because I just want you to stop talking about faith right now. You know what I mean? I was like, address the freaking issue before I walk out. Like, you know? So yes, I'll definitely do therapy again, but not with that person.
I think this is the hard thing because men don't know what to expect. So a lot of are open to it, and then they go and have this experience with maybe a therapist who is little bit more airy-fairy, or they come in from a bit more of a different perspective where it's all, emotional based. And let's talk, how does that make you feel? Like, I hate that question. How does that make you feel?
Ironically, right? I was very much on a thing of like, I only want to see a woman if I go to therapist.
Okay, fair.
I don't know what it is. Medical space, like all of it, doctors, dentists, whatever, I feel more comfortable with women.
And that's understandable. But it's more so that a lot of and I've met a lot of therapists, and they've been trained to kind of go, like, be really gentle. And I understand that. You've got to think every single person that's in the therapy space has gone through, like, there's a reason they're there. They've gone through some bad shit in their lives. Right? Everyone who's in therapy has been hurt. Right, and so they're in this space heal. And they're wanting to be better. And so I think that they're meant to be unbiased. They're meant to be unbiased.
Naturally, they will be.
But they're still going to give their the way that they deal with situations. But that's why I think performance coaching it's mindset performance coaching, which is completely different. It's like, we still talk about that, but you're not walking out of that session without something that you're going to do, without something that's going to make you better. And even if it's something as simple as, like understanding one emotion, like, but you're getting homework, boy, like you are, so.
Yeah. It was, unrelated. I thought it was very sweet. Like, so when I get there was a father walking out with his like little son. And I was like, and maybe this is just my artistic side, I made a whole story for these guys, but the dad's in like work gear, also Asian background, which like having a lot of Asian friends, I know they say like, very similar to Arabs or Africans or whatever, they're like, we don't talk about this stuff at home, you know? And so like seeing this dad like after hours that's like, still got paint on his hands and whatnot, and then like his son's like 5 or 6 or whatever, and it's like, again, the lady at the reception's like, we can book him in for another 2 weeks from now, and that'll be $300 for today. You know what I mean? And I like seeing a dad like do everything
cool.
for the
cool.
I was like, that's sweet.
Respect.
Like genuinely, I was like, that's cool.
I think kids need it that way, like, and all families need it, like the proper therapy way, because they need a bit more of a gentle. You can't. I think what I was saying with peak performance coaching, it's very much
adult,
more of a masculine kind of way that would deal more with like men or women that just want to kind of be driven to something.
I hear that.
So, but just for me personally, I think I work better in that space rather than.
I'm one of those guys as well. Like I've never been to therapy. My dad actually he works in mental health. Like that's his whole PhD, everything like that. You know what I mean? So, but it's not even part of like the conversations that we even have. But I'm all for people going to try it out. But then my thing again is like, okay, and then like, hold on, now what?
What I do?
Some action to it.
What do we do here? Like I know that I'd go there and have a conversation, open something up or whatever. I don't know what happens. But then for me, I'm like, nah, but like, I'm not just here to feel like good or feel better or something. So I don't know. I would just have to just go and do it probably one time and like suss it out. I don't know. But,
what does your dad do?
So he, beyond mental health, so he was a mental health nurse, but now he's specifically in more psychiatric nursing now. So he lectures actually, or heads up the department that professor. He makes sure that the airport people call him that. But he heads up the department that looks into like mental health and psychiatric like nursing and stuff like that. So that's his little bag there. I found, by the way, what it was.
What was the niche?
I read it wrong. It was just nice guys.
You know what's so crazy? I was gonna make a joke and be like, this guy doesn't know how to read. It's just nice guys.
Honestly, sometimes dyslexia just comes and walks my ass. These guys
I get that.
I read stuff wrong all the time.
That's hilarious.
It was just the conversation that I think you've previously had around like why women don't like nice guys and or why that whole nice guys finished last conversation. I was just interested to hear where does that come from for you, or why do you think this is the case?
I think because I think the definition of a nice guy is skewed. It's like everyone's like, I just want a nice guy. Like, they're like, I just want a nice guy. But I think what my Brielle said, like, what is a nice guy? We still want a man. Like, we still want a man who's driven and disciplined and consistent and, and can have fun and all of those things. That is a nice guy.
Yeah.
But, I think that, like, I don't know. Like, I just think that people have thrown this toxic masculinity and all of these phrases around so much that we've lost what the definition is. And I don't think we know what the definition is, but what do you think a nice guy is?
What do I think a nice guy is?
That is hard. Like, nice. It's very subjective.
I think it's just
it's very subjective, but I think there's some objective things in the sense of like, for me, I've considered myself, for the most part, being a nice guy growing up. And the guys that I typically say aren't nice are the ones that aren't able to, hold the emotion of like empathy for other people. I think that's probably honestly the main thing, really. I
would say selfish.
I was going to say selfish, but I think that ties into the empathy anyway as well, because you can't. I think it's impossible to be selfish if you're. I don't know, but it's harder to be selfish if you're empathetic for other people and what they're going through. So I think that is probably the main thing, and why there's a lot of this toxic masculinity conversation. I think it's more so guys that are just not empathetic for people, or selfish. I think that's what becomes and I think about guys that have just been mean or rude people or whatever. It's just all the people that are like, I'm gonna get over you to get to where I need to get to. Like, I'm gonna make sure I step on you, hold you down, use women, that kind of stuff. And I think that is a bad guy.
Well, see, that all goes back to, again, the 6 core needs, because that's significance, right? We're not feeling significant enough in our lives. And so we're like, we're having to, walk over people to get to wherever I need to get to. I actually don't think that I think there are bad people in the world, but I don't think it's as many as we think. I think that a lot of people just don't understand themselves and they don't know how to deal with.
True.
I don't think God creates bad people. I think we've just learnt bad things over time. But being a good guy is it is subjective. What do you what are your thoughts?
I was gonna say, I think when we watch movies, the way that they portray the nice guys, it's usually the guy who's like a pushover, or a guy who doesn't stand on his own type of thing. And then you see the build up as the movie progresses and he becomes like, the jock or the guy who's like, muscly and stuff like that. So I do understand, and I do agree that movies and all of that stuff have skewed the image of like what a nice guy is. And so I feel like people don't actually know like what, like these guys, I would consider them nice.
Thanks, man.
But like,
what nice.
But if someone else were to be like, like what's a nice guy to you? I don't know if they would be like, these guys fall under that category just because of just because of like,
I hear this
and what has been put in front of us. It's like, these guys aren't nice guys. I don't know what category they'd fall into, but it's like, you're not the pushovers, in society and stuff like that. So I think that's what it kind of is,
Yeah.
No, I agree exactly with what Mom was saying. I think society has defined certain words, and one of them is nice guys. I think nice guys is just someone that does not know how to lead a relationship. And I think the girl feels like she has to make the decision and the direction of where the relationship is going. Just like, we don't want a nice guy. We want a guy that takes accountability and is able to lead this relationship. That's why they say last guy finished last.
Do you think nice guys finish last?
Well, if that's the definition of a nice guy, then if that's the definition of a nice guy, because ultimately you need to set the standard for your relationship and the direction for where you guys are going. So I don't think that's even about being a nice guy or not. That's just about being a man.
Because would you guys consider yourselves alphas?
What the frick are we talking about right now?
No, I was gonna say, because can an alpha be a nice guy as well?
I honestly, when that word became part of our vocabulary, I was so
we've lost
irate.
it as a society.
I said, "What are we talking about?" I think I would never leave and that would not come out of my mouth.
I would
think I'm an alpha. I just think it's disgusting. I would say that I'm a person who I think can have influence, when I'm in a space, right? But not from the sense of I'm trying to be the leader guy. But no matter what level I would be at, I'm going to influence the people around me.
I want to be proactive.
And all that initiative. Like, that's the type of person I am. But to be like, I'm that whole group leader conversation. It's just an interesting thing.
Sherien, I have one more question for you. You said every person should have non-negotiables when it comes to like who they picked up. Do you have a list of non-negotiables?
I do have a list of non-negotiables, yeah.
Do you want to share them?
Oh, God. Pressure.
Phyllis, take note.
Yeah, being God-fearing is a very big one because I think that also dictates a lot of their value system. Sure. Being driven, huge. Like, I can't have somebody who's just sitting there and like just taking the day as it goes. Like, I need a man who's just going to go, this is what I want in life. Yep. They have to have, and someone that can have a balance. So adaptability is a really big one for me as well. Like, just being able to, show that care and that vulnerability but then also be that strength. They're probably the main ones. I've heard this thing. Well, I think that goes with drive. I was going to say, I've heard this something about this woman was like, I will never go for a man that doesn't own his own business.
All right, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And she was getting a lot of hate because she was just like, oh, you just want someone with money. But then she broke it down a little bit more and she was just like, well, no, it's not about the money. It's just about that drive. And then the more that I listened to it, I probably agreed with her because it's not about, like, I love a business owner because he's willing to take that risk. He's willing to go through
something else.
There's risk, there's fun, there's excitement, there's whatever. But there's also that determination of going, I am going to make this work. And there's skills that are needed there that you can't just learn from being in a 9 to 5 or, someone else is looking after you. Not to say that there's anything wrong with a man who works in a 9 to 5, definitely not. But just for me personally, I think I just want those particular core skills.
So a business owner then as well? Like, would you take it to would you say the skills, if you had that within the 9 to 5 is not enough, but also maybe actually doing it?
I think the drive.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I want a business owner. That sounds, it just sounds wrong.
It would be
in that bucket. Know what you're doing.
Nothing physical on the list?
Yeah,
that's a really good one. Jeez, do you know I didn't even think about that.
Oh, really?
That's good.
Go me. I love that. Do you know, I don't, you know what you're attracted to? Yeah. Like there's certain things, certain qualities in a man I'm attracted to. And like, I've always said, I wouldn't mind a man who's a little bit taller, but then I married a man who was like just a little bit taller than me.
Yeah.
I do love a man bun.
Man bun?
A man.
I love it.
But
so your dad was right. It was just the hair. I'm guessing he had something tied up.
No, the hair, my ex. No, but it's not. Do you know what though? Actually, I do in terms of physical. A man who works out.
That's fair.
A man who works out. And again, but that goes back to traits, certain traits of a man because...
Dedicated,
when you can't be bothered, you're still doing it. Like, I think it all comes back because looks do fade. I do think there's this masculine energy that I love that, just the aura of a man sometimes. It's like, that's attractive. They don't necessarily have to have the look.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just to... Get it?
Just a little something.
They just,
Yeah, you're like another question popped up, but I guess I was chatting about this with the guys after we were playing soccer the other day, and we were just like hanging out, whatnot, and then one of the guys goes, the reason that they like you always ends up being the thing that they argue with you about, right? And and then we were thinking about it, and I was like, like, take Daniel for example, really good at interacting with girls because of sisters, because of friends, because of whatever. And because he's good at interacting with girls, he'll win over Marwa. And then because he's still good at interacting with girls, now Marwa has a problem with him for that. I had to
lose the source,
right? I tend to be quite funny in my social circles, right? And then it's like, that's what...
Why are you always making these girls
Why are you always making them laugh? Or even on a, business-driven end, the things you're talking about. It's like, and now it's like, why are you always working?
Yeah.
So what is that... I don't know if you ever thought about it. It's like, I'm just like, what is this phenomenon that is like, we're always, and then guys will do the same thing. Guys will be, oh man, she's beautiful. Stop posting that way.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing that attracted me is now the thing that I'm upset about. It's like, this is a weird thing.
I agree with that. Because I look at my ex and like, he had a great body. but we would go out like to Coles and people would stop him for his body. And I'd like just to be like, hey, you look amazing. Like in summer, because he'd wear a singlet.
And you're like, yeah, why wouldn't you wear a jacket today?
Yeah.
40 degrees, slap on a sweater.
Yeah. And I'm like, and people would stop him and talk about his arms or
Hey,
talk
this
about
guy
his
was
fitness.
wow. Oh my God.
She said 60%. What if I said, yeah, that's
Yeah, he was
serious.
To be
like
stopped in
very,
Coles.
he was stopped a lot.
And he's like, you want to touch it?
No, he was quite humble in how he approached it, but it was like,
He's doing the peck pounds and everything, man. Oh, thank you. Boom, boom, boom.
Dancing and everything, bro.
but and it was kind of like, oh my God, can you just like stop entertaining the conversation?
Yes.
Like we got things to do, you know?
Gotta go.
But I do agree with that because then it becomes a focal point.
It's a
Like
weird thing.
you're focusing on.
In terms of an answer for why, honestly, I don't.
I
think
don't
that's
know
just the way
why
we are.
either.
I reckon our parents and their parents were the exact same type of.
Yeah, I reckon
Dynamic
it's
would
honestly,
happen.
I wanted a piece of that cake, and now I don't want anyone else to
I
have
want anyone
that
else to
cake.
eat it too. Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm the only eater of this cake.
Yes.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo.
That's actually so true. I
Oh my
remember,
Let me just run down one.
Well.
Hey, man, before we derail this thing, fellas, you know what Sherien wants now, so come correct. Okay? Come
No,
correct.
I'm not searching, not searching.
Oh, man.
Open, but not searching.
Nah, she got a friend, man. She got a friend.
But honestly, no.
Open
You
but
say so?
searching. I'm not searching because I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
problem.
I get
When
that.
you
You're
search,
You're not in need of it.
you're not doing the right. I think you're open.
Just do you.
And then
That's
if
it.
it happens, it happens.
That's it.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
too.
This was fun.
Amazing.
And I hope everyone taps into the comments you're having because you've had Teddy on, you had Madge on as well, like and a bunch of other guys now.
Yeah.
So I think everyone tap into that for sure too. Even from the parenting side of things, we don't even know fully how you're parenting or like, we don't get the ins, but it's like, it's beautiful to see the things that you bring up. And it's like, I feel like you're doing it in an amazing way. So
Thank you.
shout out to you for that.
Honestly, I'm so grateful to be on here and to have these conversations. It's really cool to do it from the other side.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna throw the weirdest spanner in the works right
God.
now, yeah? I've been to your house. And I'll explain this.
Whoa!
Your
Why did he do this?
Wait, did you know this?
No, I'll explain.
Man, have you seen him?
Oh, actually, maybe you had a
You should-
roommate, yeah?
Yes.
And you were out once, and she had like a gathering or whatnot. And then she told me, she's like,
oh well.
yeah, I don't know if you want to put out the roommate part. That's why. Yeah.
She doesn't live with me anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
the
yeah, and she had told me, and I was like, I don't know when I should bring this up to her. But I was like, let me at least get the reaction on camera.
You say this at the end.
At the very end.
You could have said it when I walked in the door. You
No.
said, "Hey, I've
First
actually
time
been
meeting
to
you. Hey, I've been to your house, by the way.
So what? Yeah, I was in Queensland because I remember
Yeah,
she was
right.
having some people over.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, and I just remember her going, oh, my housemate, she also has a podcast and whatnot. And then I remember like looking up, and then when Daniel was like, oh, having Sherien, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That's her.
And what
No,
Did you have
nothing. There's
fun?
nothing to it. Yeah, it was a great time.
Okay.
Yeah, we had fun.
Hey, man.
right.
That's us.
Yeah. Okay. God, you left me speechless. I'm glad you didn't tell me at the beginning because I would have looked at you a little bit
Yeah,
differently.
would have ruined the vibes. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Make sure you follow Sherien and
Yes, indeed.
check out her podcast as well. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
See ya.
That was good. That was hilarious.
What?
At the end, it's crazy.